Hello everybody, my name is Alsonic, and welcome to another live reaction stream. This one's over, as you see here, Xbox Games Showcase. Pretty sure I wanted to check this out before the actual thing begins. Yeah, I was like, hey, why not? So, here we go, it's about to start in a minute, less than a minute, 40 seconds left. It's about to begin. Yeah, it's a free show right now for the Xbox Games Showcase. Just wanted to check it out and see it. Oh, I'm gonna do something here. There we go. So I get rid of the lag, because every time I start it up, there's lag. That's streaming on YouTube. So, yeah, live reaction stream. Over we reacted to Xbox Games Showcase, but it's a free show for now, and then the you know, look. The digital event itself from Xbox, Microsoft. It is in a second now. Then there's the post-game show I want to check out also. So, here we go. This is it. We'll react to this. Here we go. Starting, Jeff Keighley himself. As the guy who's, that's almost like co-stream, I guess. Basically, that's what I'm doing. Hey, there he is.
Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Keighley, and welcome to this special Xbox Games Showcase and our pre-show here, leading up to the big main showcase that happens in 1 hour at the top of the next hour. Welcome to YouTube Gaming and our exclusive coverage. This obviously is a different year for all of us in 2020, and normally every year I love getting together with everyone around the world to watch all the E3 events, but this year, of course, given where the world's at, we're doing things virtually. Before we get into this, I certainly want to acknowledge everything that's still happening around the world with the COVID pandemic, and certainly hope everyone is safe and feeling okay today and excited about video games, which I think have been a source of comfort for many of us in 2020. So today is really about celebrating games and the future of games and where games are going in the future. You know, this is still a big year for games and that new consoles are launching. And today is all about Xbox and the Xbox Series X, which is coming out this holiday season. Although today is less about hardware and is going to be more about the games. And in our pre-show, we've got a lot of great guests joining us to preview what we expect from Xbox. And we also have
just like from PS4,
some great new game stuff to show you guys as well. The Xbox story for Series X, of course, started last year at the Game Awards when we revealed the Xbox Series X hardware on stage. I certainly miss memories of thousands of people together and the excitement of shocking the world with that announcement last year. That was such a special moment that no one had any clue it was about to happen, and we revealed the hardware there. But of course, everyone wants to know about the games that are going to run on the system. And today is all about a game that was sort of mentioned in that teaser, Halo Infinite. We're going to get a first look at the gameplay of the campaign of Halo Infinite in the Xbox Games Showcase. That's something
looking forward to that.
Very excited to see.
I used to play the Halo trilogy
a lot over the next
hour.
Well,
play some of the
Xbox has already said we're not going to hear a lot about hardware today. We don't expect to hear the release date for Series X. We don't expect to hear about pricing. It really is going to be a showcase all about games and focused a lot more on their first-party studios, meaning games that are coming exclusively to the Xbox ecosystem, which of course includes Game Pass and PC and even xCloud. There's a lot to talk about, kind of what Xbox is doing with gaming and their approach. So we've got some world premieres for you, and we've got a lot of guests. So let's get ready for the countdown here. 58 minutes away from the show. Before we get to our first world premiere, though, I want to welcome some panelists to talk about what we're expecting today from Xbox. So first up, joining me is my good buddy Jack Septic Eye. Jack, welcome to the show.
Hey,
Hi, it's good to be here. Thankfully, it's a reasonable hour
early in the morning in Los Angeles. We've also got Lauren Side here. Lauren, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Hello.
I'm doing fantastic. Good to see you as well. And finally, we've got a guy who got to go up to Microsoft and check out the Xbox Series X hardware before lockdown. Austin Evans. Austin, good to have you with us, man.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me, man.
Nice.
Yeah, great to have all you guys here. So let's kick things off here by talking about what you want to see from Xbox today. They had an event back in May.
That's great.
People wanted to see even more they wanted to see, more gameplay, more games. They wanted to see Halo. They're going to deliver that today. What are your expectations as fans of games? What do you want to see at the top of the hour from Xbox? Let's start with you, Jack.
Well, I mean, the big elephant in the room, the big chief elephant in the room, is everyone just wants to see Halo Infinite.
It's Sean.
And I'm really curious because I'm not the biggest Halo fan, but even this one has kind of gotten me intrigued and excited. So I'm curious to see about that. I want to see more Hellblade 2 if we're going to get some of that, because when we saw that trailer at the Game Awards and we were sitting in that theater and that music kicked in and rocked everyone's socks, I was really impressed with that and seeing what the hardware could kind of do in engine there. I'm a sucker for FromSoft games. My heart's going to be broken when we don't see Elden Ring today. It's been so long since it was announced. I need to see it somewhere and see that it still exists. And as long as I get a good world premiere, I'll be happy.
World premiere.
We got the world premiere voice guy actually doing the voice.
Oh my God.
I'm here to take care of you. But yes, as you said, everyone would love to see Elden Ring. Everyone would love to see new game announcements too. You mentioned Halo. Lauren, is that a big thing for you? Like seeing Halo? What are you excited to see?
No, so I feel like Halo was like my first introduction into like first-person shooter games.
I'm not even streaming on Mixer right now.
I'm horrible at them, but that was like my first. It holds a special place in my heart because like that was the first time realizing I was terrible at them.
But I'm not.
I'm really excited. I'm big into like psychological horror games. So the medium, I really, really want to see more about. I want to see gameplay. They haven't told us a whole lot about it, but I'm living for it, like the Silent Hill music, everything. And Everwild is the other one I'm really interested in. To see more about, because both of those are kind of a mystery. I haven't seen much on them.
Oh, that's great, because as you said, there are lots of other games across the studios. Everwild that they teased last year at EXO from Rare looked really interesting. I agree. Hopefully we'll get to see something on that. Tim Schafer's got Psychonauts that they acquired that studio. Hopefully there'll be an update on that one. And Microsoft's got so many studios, so many games across the portfolio that I think we'll get hopefully some new game announcements and also some updates on those existing ones. Austin, you are one of the few people I think in the world that got to check out Series X. I remember you did you got to check out Gears, how that was looking on the hardware and everything like that. So you have a really interesting perspective on this. What do you want to see at Xbox today?
So, I mean, I love the nerdy details, right? I want to see the 120 FPS and the HDR and all the ray tracing. I'm really interested in seeing kind of like what this next generation is able to do as far as pushing the envelope forward, right? I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I'm going to be all over Halo. I really want to see what they're able to do, especially considering that that's going to be a game that will be on Xbox One and sort of assuming PC and Series X, and kind of seeing how they're able to stretch that. And I'm definitely a huge fan of the Forza franchise, right? I mean, that's sort of been really, you look back at the Xbox One generation for me, I've definitely spent more time playing for the Forza games as well as the Horizon games more than anything else, right? So that's definitely has like a special place in my heart from the gaming side. But what I'm really curious about is getting a really good look at kind of what this new slate of titles look like, right? I mean, obviously we know that there are a bunch of games that are coming out sort of holiday season. I'm assuming we're probably going to see some games kind of teased for the next maybe year or two or whatever the case is. But I really want to see a good sense of what the Xbox Series X is capable of, right? I've seen little bits and pieces. I got to try a couple of tech demos. I know the specs. I know all the kind of the basic stuff. But what I really want to do is kind of see how all of that comes together and brings what this next generation is all about.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. It's, they keep saying how powerful this console is. Like, we want to see that power, right? And see what this is able to do. And Microsoft's philosophy on Xbox that Phil Spencer has expressed is, a little bit different than PlayStation. That they're saying that all these games are going to show you today conceivably will still work on your current Xbox, will work on PC, and they might, they work better on the new Xbox. But I'm curious for you guys, how does that affect your sort of decision on what you're going to do with Xbox? Like, what's going to cause you to want to upgrade to the next system? Because it's different. That Halo, as you said, will work probably on, if you have an Xbox right now, it'll work on the current system. So I assume part of what they have to show today is why it's going to be even better on the next one.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely what I expect.
Yeah, I think for me, what I like most about the Xbox that kind of sits in my house is like we always get Sony with their exclusives, and I would love to see some really cool exclusives come out of Microsoft today. It's the thing that people keep talking about all the time. But I love the kind of home entertainment aspect of my Xbox. I love the kind of UI and the speed of the system and kind of sitting down. I use it for everything. I only use my PlayStation for gaming, but I really use my Xbox for almost everything. I watch Netflix on it. I watch movies, and I play my 4K Blu-rays and everything on it because my PlayStation couldn't do that. So I'm really curious to see how they evolve kind of the OS of the system and make it snappier and faster, and how you're able to switch between games on the fly and being able to have all of those old games be playable on the new one. They keep talking about backwards compatibility a lot and how that's a big factor for them. And I'm curious to see how far that goes and how many games you can really play with that and how far they're pushing it. And stuff like Game Pass has come out, and it's kind of a game changer because there's so many times when I just go on and I don't want to buy a new game, but Game Pass is a good way of kind of trying it out and testing it and just downloading it there and playing straight away. And I really love that aspect. So I want to see how far they push that
before you decide to actually buy it.
Is what their track will be this time, at least for me personally, the way I consume the media on my Xbox.
Yeah, no, I think that, as you said, the Game Pass is another big part of it. That, you know, a lot of these games now come out as part of Game Pass. I think Microsoft has said kind of all their first-party titles are in Game Pass, and that I think lets people sample more games. Right? It's no longer like you have to spend $60 to play everything. Austin, I wanted to ask you about the specs and the frame rates and all that type of stuff. You know, you live in the world of tech and, RDNA architectures and whatnot. Like, what do you think, what does that all mean to the gamers? Like, how do you think the games are going to be different? Or what are the things we should look for here in, ray tracing and things like that? Like, what do you think are going to be some of the big leaps that we're going to see in some of these games, hopefully, today?
So I think the interesting way of looking at sort of the previous generation of Xbox One, PS4 going into this new generation is that it's a much more well-rounded package, right? So you look at something like the Xbox Series X, spec-wise, it is equivalent to a very high-end gaming PC. That's not something we've seen in the console space for a long time, right? You look at the Xbox One, it had good graphics, right? It was able to provide some really impressive games. You look at something like Red Dead 2 running on an original Xbox One. It's really impressive that was able to be sort of accomplished. But the thing is, this generation with the Series X, we have not only the SSD, which I think people are going to very quickly get used to, not minute load times, but a few second load times. But also you have that really powerful CPU, which is going to enable these bigger open worlds, sort of more interesting looking physics. And then you have on the graphics side, not only sort of more detailed things. And I think the higher frame rates are something that, especially as more and more TVs are developing that sort of tech, that people are going to really start to appreciate. But also these new features like ray tracing, right? Which are just going to help ground these worlds in a much more sort of realistic sort of location. Like, I guess for me, it's more about making the console a much more complete package. Right? You're not sort of sacrificing because you're playing on your PC versus your Xbox or anything. Like, you're going to be getting a very similar level of performance. And in a lot of cases, something like the Series X is going to be significantly more powerful than any other gaming device in your home.
Yep. All right. Well, hopefully we're going to get to see some of that. Lauren, you get the last word here. Anything you're hoping is a surprise today? You talked about some of the games you know about, like the Medium and Everwild. Anything that you're secretly hoping they show here at some point?
I was looking yesterday to see if there was anything I could think of that like they could surprise me with. I've personally been more of like PC gamer, PlayStation. So if they could surprise me and pull me in with more like Xbox exclusives, I mean, Game Pass has been a game changer for me. I've been using that a lot lately. So just like bringing me into that ecosystem, if they can do that, like then they've surprised me. So
no, that's part of what they're trying to do here is you can play all this stuff on your PC, you can play on your phone via xCloud, and bringing more games to more people. So as you said, hopefully we'll see a bunch of games today, right? And we know Halo is going to be a big focus, but obviously they've got a lot of other things to fill out that hour. All right, well, thanks, Lauren, Austin, and Jack. We will see you guys later. We'll all be watching live, and we do have some special world premieres throughout this show. We've got a number. I think we've got over, a half dozen things we're going to show you guys over the next 45 minutes here to give you a little preview of some stuff that will be coming to Xbox. And we're going to start right now with this world premiere announcement.
All right, let's see it. World premiere. There you go. There's a world premiere thing. Funny. Oh no! What? This?
Know this. The
Really?
luminary is the root of all evil and will bring naught but
Dragon Quest
misery to
again.
our realm.
A hero will surely arise to take the sword.
Now they're
in
bringing
hand
that
once more.
to the new Xbox. I mean, come on, that's already been on the Switch. Oh, hello. Hey there.
ゲームデザイナーの堀優です
Yes.
1986年に日
Hey,
本
Lou.
で第一作目となるドローンクエストというロールペンゲームを発売して
は
今年で34周年を迎えました
Huh.
今回シリーズ本編最新作のドローンクエスト 11S が Xbox プラットフォームで発売されさらにゲームパスにも登場しますなんと Xbox に
は
ドローンクエストが初登場ということ
そう
で僕も大変嬉しく思います今日は皆さんにドローンクエスト 11S の魅力を紹介していきたいと思います
Oh. Oh.
ドローンクエストでは自分自身が主人公の魅力あふれる中
Really?
に世界を救う壮大な冒険の旅に出ます
Okay. What's that?
冒険の舞台はロテゼタシア
Yeah,
という
the
さまざまな地形
street's kind of lagging a little. I don't know why it's doing that. I can't really do anything about it.
クエストを受けてできる
Nope, lagging.
冒険の拠点です
Errands and quests, gather nuggets of useful information. Just reading the dialogue, basically. What? Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. The stream itself is kind of lagging like that.
舞踏家などキャラクターの特性を生かした戦術で戦います
Oh.
出現するモン
RPGs
スターも
on all shapes and
美
sizes.
しいもの
Oh,
で多くのモンスターがいま
huh.
す
Funny.
今戦闘しているスライムは一作目から登場している人気者なんです
Very good. Ah,
その他にも
Giant slime.
昔懐かしい 2D モードや
I don't know why it's doing that. That is
シリーズ
weird.
の作品の世界を体験
How
で
the stream itself is doing that.
やり込む要素も満載です
Ah.
いよいよ Xbox プラットフォームに登場する日本の RPG の音ドローンクエスト 11S をお楽しみください
On Xbox Atlanta.
発売は2020年12月4日で
I
す
feel like this has already been coming on other platforms. Bye bye. See ya. Oh my god. It's weird. I mean, that game has already been coming out on the Switch and PS4, hasn't it? It's already on Nintendo Switch. Now it's on Xbox. Alright.
There you go, Dragon Quest coming for the first time to Xbox, and now we're
so
gonna
it's
get right
never
into
been on
another
Xbox,
world
right.
premiere. This is a
How
brand
about
new
that?
game announcement.
Okay.
A smaller team and studio that has a new title to announce today on the pre-show. So take a look at this.
Okay. Oh. World premiere. Let's see this. Uh-oh. Huh? What is that? What? What is this? No. What the heck was that? Ah! What? No! Alright. No! Look at that! What? This is Halo, isn't it? No, it didn't look like Halo at first. No, we left what it was shown before the trailer actually began. Dude. Ah! How can this be Halo? I mean, it's similar to Halo. It's not Halo. Of course it's not Halo. Exomecha? I'm not kidding. That looks so similar to Halo in some various ways, but I'm like, yeah, it's not Halo. Very similar to Halo.
That's Exomecha, a brand new free-to-play game coming
free-to-play.
late 2021, and that's a first look at that. We do have more new games and some cool stuff. We've got something very cool to wrap up the pre-show as our last premiere that I'm really excited to share with you guys. So stick around. And of course, at the top of the hour, we're going to get a look at a lot of the first-party games from Microsoft, including the world gameplay debut of Halo Infinite. Right now, though, we're going to turn to our second panel to preview what we're hoping, all our hopes and dreams for Xbox today. Joining me first off is Aaron Hansen from the Game Grumps. Aaron,
hello.
Ready for blanks?
Oh, dude, you're way ahead of me, brother. I was all like, all blinked
That's
up,
funny.
and you just brought
gonna
the
say,
heat, man.
You've been waiting
Well-
all summer for this moment. Will the time sweeper
Yeah.
return? All right. Good to have you
Alright.
with us, Aaron. We got Danny O'Dwyer from No Clip. Hey, Danny, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm just really happy for Aaron to get his blinks. He's been waiting for like was it a month since we talked on PlayStation? You know, forget all these new studios and all these new games that all their acquisitions are going to do. It's all about the blinks.
Bring back the time sweeper, right? That's clearly the closer of the show, right? You must know something. And finally, we've got
Funny.
Alana Pierce joining us. Hey, Alana.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh.
I'm doing great. All right, you're all chipper,
Yeah.
ready to go. This is Xbox Day.
That's funny.
Going to be hopefully some excitement
What?
for all of us with what Xbox has in store. So
Yeah.
we joked about blinks, but Xbox has a lot of franchises, a lot of history in gaming over the past
Talking about that.
20 years. I'm going to open with the same
PS4.
question I had for the last panel. What are your hopes? What are your expectations? What do you want to see from Xbox in this next hour that's going to convince you that they've got a lot of great stuff and charting the future of gaming? Aaron, let's take blinks off the table. Beyond that, what else can they do for you?
Well, you know, if I'm gonna be honest, man, I want to know what the heck's going on with Exomecha, because that I was not expecting something like that. And holy
Got some
crap!
Transformer action.
That appealed to like my 80s, early 90s culture mind.
Funny.
I was just like, it's
Like
just
Power Rangers?
big silver robots punching each other, and there's a robot dragon, I guess.
Yeah, it's like that's like Power Rangers,
Great,
right?
I'm in. Let's do it.
Like Halo and Power
All right,
Rangers
so
wrapped
Exomecha
together or
clearly at the
something.
top of the pile. They've already won you over, Danny. You
Funny.
visit a lot of studios around the world when we can. Hear about them. Hear their stories. No Clip, you do some incredible documentaries. From your perspective, like, what does Xbox have to do today? What do you want to see in this hour showcase?
Well, we've had Microsoft, doing a lot of acquisitions over the past couple of years, and a lot of studios that were sort of working on games, perhaps, or working on smaller games for them. So I think what I'm excited for today is for a bunch of those studios to maybe show something off. So one studio we visited earlier this year was Obsidian, who were working on Grounded. They've been acquired by Microsoft in the interim, or just prior to that. So I'm interested to see if we'll see what everyone hopes, which is a big budget Obsidian role-playing game. That's kind of on my top list of things I'd like to see. And then the other one is what's happened to Fable. Obviously, in the past couple of line isn't around anymore. There's a lot of rumor that Playground, who work on the Forza series, may have sort of taken up the mantle on that. It's been rumored that they've been working on some sort of open world role-playing game as well. So those are kind of the two that I'm looking to see. And just anything else from the rest of their acquisitions, like Double Fine. I'm sure they're not small teams, so I'm sure they're not running multiple projects. But, you never know. Maybe they're in early concept phase on something.
No, I think RPGs is a great genre, right? Where it's like Xbox has done lots of action games, but doing RPG stuff, I think, is an opportunity for them to show some great stuff in the RPG genre. Alana, what's I know you've been fan of Gears, you've been fans of you're excited about Cyberpunk that's coming out, that obviously will be on all systems, but on Xbox as well. What do you want to see from Team Xbox this morning?
Also blinks. No, I'm kidding. I love Fable. I really want a new Fable. Like Danny said, it's rumored that Playground Games are working on it, and I buy that rumor. They hired a lot of people from a lot of studios known for making really big games, including Rockstar and Guerrilla. So I really, really, really want to see Fable. I love that world, and I feel like there's something so pleasant about a British RPG, like the humor captured in the original Fable game. I just love so much, and obviously Peter Molyneux would no longer be attached, so that changes things, but that's what I really, really want. Also really obviously excited to see more Halo. I'm very curious to see if any of the Perfect Dark rumors hold up, because I also love Perfect Dark. But to get away from games hype, I really want to know more about xCloud. I'm kind of hoping that we hear a little bit about xCloud and what they're planning to do with that Game Pass announcement, which is super exciting. So those are my big three.
No, I think you're right. There's such an interesting story there around what's happening with Xbox Live, Game Pass, this idea of having the a subscription sort of approach, right, versus buying $60 games time and again. It seems like part of Microsoft's approach is very Netflix-like, and that you're going to sort of get all these games, all this content, and that'll mean big games, but also potentially smaller games that people are more likely to sample. which I think is a huge opportunity here to see a diversity of content.
It could have been streaming on Mixer, but
there'll
not
be some
apparently.
stuff for the super core gamers, but maybe some stuff that's a little broader in its appeal too. Let's talk about Halo.
It's still around.
They've done a very good job over the past week hyping everyone up around Master Chief's return. Seems like a bit of a spiritual reboot in a way of Halo. I mean, we saw
seems like
key
it'll
art
just be
box art
gone.
yesterday, which is like very reminiscent of the original Halo Combat Evolved. We know we're going to see the campaign today. We saw, I think it was last year at E3, we saw kind of we've actually passed 2 E3s. We saw kind of teaser assets for Infinite.
Right.
Originally, we saw kind of the engine, and then last year we saw, sort of an in-game sequence, or at least rendered in engine. What do you guys?
There's a trailer for it too.
What does
actually,
Halo have to do? Obviously
Also,
a legendary franchise. I think there's a big opportunity here for them, but it's a very competitive space with first-person action games right now. What do you want to see in a new Halo? What will convince you that Halo's back on top?
More Chief, less Locke.
Huh.
That's my number one.
Not
I think we'll
Chief.
get that.
I think so too. I feel like that's something that they've really focused on. And I know that they got a lot of criticism for the story, and I'm actually, from what I've heard, Halo Infinite's development got pushed a little bit because they reworked the narrative after people were so upset about the Locke focus of the last game. Halo's an interesting one in that I don't want it to shift too far from classic Halo, because that's sort of been with me my whole life. But I would also, same token, like a story like an ODST. I really liked the way that was told. I feel like that's really unlikely, but I want a groundbreaking story. I want something that kicks me in the feels.
How
Like
about Halo
did,
Reach?
or like ODST
Oh,
did.
she just
But
said
with
Reach.
the lore and the nerdiness of probably a Halo 2, just as long as Chief's with me the whole way, I'm gonna be good though.
Yes, as you said, a
I'll play
focus
as a
on
different character.
Master Chief. In terms of the style of gameplay, Danny, we see kind of first-person games going in different directions, with co-op, with other sort of, aspects to it. The sandbox style of Halo is something that I think people really like, the skirmishes and whatnot in the gameplay. Do you think, does that still hold up
a
in
reaction
2020?
to
Or
reaction to reaction?
when you see this demo or gameplay footage, what are you going to be looking for?
It's a free game show.
Like Halo's back.
Or Xbox.
I think that's the big sort of question on this.
It'll
When we
start
first
at
saw Infinite,
11
it was around the
for
time that big sort of shift into games
Could
as a
have
service
seen
was
this
happening.
before the actual
Where
thing
games like
begins.
The Division and Destiny.
I guess it's almost like that.
Most obvious one. We're
Kind of a
turning into these
coaster
platforms
world.
that we're getting catered to and new content over and over and over again. And obviously, the word infinite sort of
I guess you could say that. I don't
along
know.
those lines. So I'm really interested to see.
Not really,
Halo,
but
when it first came
okay.
around, and then when it had its sort of like soft reboot in a way with Halo 3, it's sort of like re-emergence. I feel like it was very much a game that was pushing both single player and multiplayer, and also just a lot of interconnectivity with different types of modes and stuff.
Like
So it's always
Inception.
been on this sort of bleeding edge of like gameplay design.
There's a reaction to a reaction to a reaction. Inception.
Slipspace engine
Not what? That's a weird way of putting it.
The hardware,
That's
or they've
funny.
known what the hardware
But I
is going
get
to be
what you
like
meant
longer
though.
than anyone. So really, we always look at the Forzas as the beautiful showcases.
How you
hardware,
doing, cool
I
Milk?
think in the same way,
I've seen it
whatever
today.
we see from that gameplay is going to give us a real indication of just how good
Like,
games can look on this system.
It's possible I could still be streaming on Mixer right now.
Hopefully going to
But
be
I figure even if I was streaming, yeah, Mixer's still up. You
visually in
believe
terms
that?
of gameplay and the experience with it.
Like, I'm not streaming on
Aaron,
Mixer
much
right now,
of a
but if I
Halo guy
was streaming on
besides the,
Mixer and Twitch, like I used to,
what's going to convince you that this is the first person
still
action
talking
game
about
to get?
Blinks.
Well,
That's
for me,
funny.
Halo's always all been about.
There's who's talking about
multiplayer,
Blinks or
I was
something.
never huge for the single player campaigns. I always played online, always played with friends. And the thing
Halo.
that I really hope is that there's sort of like a dedication to the old style of Halo, right? Like, I feel like every game nowadays is like heroes this, heroes that. And I love Overwatch, but
Yeah.
if we're playing Halo, I want to go back to Deathmatch. I want to go back to Capture the Flag, King of the Hill, like
The way it was
into
in the
that
trilogy.
kind of gameplay. So if they can like modernize that and make
Go back
it
to the
still have that
trilogy.
sort of, like it feels new. It doesn't feel like, oh, they're just re-releasing Halo or like Unreal Tournament or something. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Unreal Tournament.
Do with multiplayer.
I'll take a re-release of Unreal Tournament.
There we go.
Also, I did like Halo 5 multiplayer. I was actually okay with that. I am just more scared about kind of what you said, Danny, that they're going to Destiny-ify the single-player campaign, which is a very profitable thing to do. So I get why studios want to do that, but I'm scared.
Yeah, I know you said how they blend single and multiplayer, and it sounds like they're talking about campaigns. I don't know if we're even going to get much of multiplayer.
If I was streaming on Mixer, what are the chances it'll shut down while I'm streaming on Mixer right now? You know what I mean? Because it's actually still up.
What are we actually seeing? Is that co-op? Is that single player? So we will have Aaron Greenberg from Xbox is going to join us afterwards to break down some of what we see, and hopefully we'll get some information in the show as well about what they're doing with Halo. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. We will all watch everything together here at the top of the hour. We are about 30 minutes away from the live Xbox game showcase.
Yeah, that's about to
begin. We don't know
begin.
where it's going to start or where it's going to end, but the one thing we do know is that Halo Infinite is going to be there, and we've got the countdown clock up there as well. So you guys wait with us. But we've got much more to talk about, and we've got some more world premieres to show you guys right now.
It's like Inception.
Update on a game
What you were
that is
mentioning,
coming out
cool
later
note.
this year. You just saw it at Ubisoft Forward. Here's a new look at Watch Dogs Legion.
Ubisoft Forward now, Watch Dogs world premiere. There's a world premiere. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, London is fucked.
No. It's fun. I'm actually not streaming on Mixer, just Twitch today.
But don't worry, we've got
Because Mixer was shut down. Not yet, but should have been. I don't get why it's not.
Well, looks like we're recruiting.
State
of emergency. Move in and lock down the city. In
the
chaos, private armies have taken the streets.
Albion Security's contract has been extended indefinitely.
A crooked spy agency lurks in the shadows.
It's basic tradecraft. Want to sell a lie, weave it into the truth.
And organised crime has grabbed the whole city by the bollocks.
The Kellys have got a human
Bollocks.
black market.
No, but I got to keep tracks on my merchandise, don't I?
This trailer looks familiar.
The government's literally letting Albion shoot us in the street.
Slightly different from what I've seen before.
Need to build a resistance. Recruit anyone in the whole city. And I really mean anyone. Genius hackers.
From what they showed at Ubisoft Forward.
Idiots. Everyday people with something to fight for.
It's like anyone.
And something unique to offer. The right person for the job.
Ooh.
Or the ones you least expect.
Okay. Double
City needs a resistance. And it starts with you. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm in. Welcome to the resistance.
Ouch. Oh. Yeah. That hurt. Cross.
Guns out. It's about to get real.
Oh, no. Oh. Yeah. What the heck? They don't pull any punches.
Find them.
The Ubisoft.
Welcome to the resistance.
God. Wow. That's also coming to Xbox Series X and Xbox One October 29. There's Watch Dogs 2.
All right, well, as we've mentioned quite a few times, we are going to get a first look at the campaign of Halo Infinite. And I asked a friend of mine what he wants to see in a brand new Halo. You may know Ninja for many things over the past few years, but he actually started and created quite a stir with all his awesome Halo gaming and gameplay back in the day. So without further ado, let's hear from Ninja about what he wants to see in a brand new Halo. Tyler, take it away.
Hello.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm excited to see what Xbox has in store. And here's what I want out of Halo. If Halo Infinite can just give us a incredible campaign to close out just a classic series with a beautiful ending and a matchmaking / multiplayer system where the ranking system is unique and it works, and just really amazing, iconic maps. I feel like a lot of people loved the Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3 maps that came out. They just felt so fun, whether it be super bouncing from Halo 2, nading all the weapons off and learning all that in Halo 1, and just the flow of Halo 3. It was
trilogy.
It was just something so incredible. Played all of them. I love them all. And if Halo Infinite can just get that down, get some of those things down, right? Give us amazing weaponry, right? Weapon gameplay, like the Halo 1 classic pistol, the Halo 2 battle rifle, the Halo 3 battle rifle and sniper. I think it'll be in a really good spot, and I'm just excited to see what they have in store, man.
Awesome. Well, we'll see how much of that comes true, hopefully at the top of the hour when we get a look at Halo Infinite. Thanks to Ninja for joining us on the show. Now it is time to get to another world premiere, a net new game that you haven't heard about. And this one comes from my country, my home province of Ontario, Canada. I saw this and got excited about just a brand new game from a smaller studio that you haven't heard about, but I think looks pretty cool. Check out this world premiere.
Okay. World premiere. Another world premiere. What's this one? Oh. Okay. Person running. What the heck? Oh. Nice soundtrack though. Oh, cool cover. Huh. Oh. Kind of spooky. What the heck? What the heck is this? Oh. That's like Legos, kinda. Like the music though. The soundtrack is good. Oh, the giant mechs. That's not good. Echo Generation. Oh, the new logo for Xbox Series X.
Definitely some Stranger Things vibes to that one. Echo Generation with the
that was like
smash.
Stranger Things.
Very exciting. All right, now it's time to get to another world premiere. Check this out. Oh wait, we got YouTube creators first of all. So I get so excited. I think there are more world premieres. We do have more coming. Don't worry. But right now, actually, we're going to hear from a number of YouTube creators around the world to hear what they're looking forward to from Xbox. Hopefully at the top of the hour. So let's check this out.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Garu, and I'm a content creator on YouTube. And today, I'm so much excited for this Xbox event because with this, we are going to get ourselves the brand new Halo stuff. And I used to play Halo back in 2011 and 2012, and I just used to spend hours and hours making a map on Halo 3 than actually playing the game. Me and my friends, we used to be like, okay, let's just put that over there, let's put this over there, and literally, we used to come back from school and we used to mess around with maps and all that stuff, and it just used to be a fun game in general. Can anyone forget about the skulls? Like, we used to have to, like, go ahead and collect them. Like, I could go in for hours on Halo, okay? Because with those skulls, we could actually go ahead and try different stuff. And there just used to be so many variations in the game on its own. There used to be co-op. There used to be 1v1. King of the Hill, Juggernaut, and so many game modes in general. So I'm super excited for the brand new release of this game, because especially for content creators out there, there's gonna be so much stuff to make content on, especially, you know, there's gonna be campaign, and plus if you guys make content on multiplayer, we can go on replay file, on theater mode, and capture some cool moments that we actually had in the game. So I really wish in the brand new Halo, we get ourselves the co-op game mode. With that, you know, the 1v1 still remains, and all the fun game modes that we used to have in Halo 3, I still wish those still remain, because that will definitely bring back a lot of memories. So yeah, my name is Garu, and hopefully you guys are excited for this brand new game and for the event. Peace out.
Hey guys, Middle Jesus here. Now I vividly remember buying my very first Xbox. I have it right here. It is the beautiful, translucent Halo Edition Xbox.
You used to have
when I first
one
saw this machine,
of those
I absolutely
Xboxes.
fell in love with it. So ahead of its time, and so many great
My
AAA
God,
games
really?
as well as hidden gems. And then when it came time for the Xbox 360, Well, this was my machine of choice right here. I have the special edition E3 2005 faceplate on here. And check this out. This was back when you had to have an external Wi-Fi adapter. It wasn't built into the machine, but man, I have so many great memories playing awesome games on this. Now, when it comes to the Xbox One, I'll admit I was a bit late to the party on that one, but I eventually did pick up the Xbox One X. You see the Gears edition here. And I have to say, I was blown away by this. It's excellent hardware, and the games are absolutely amazing on it. And so, from what I've seen so far of the Xbox Series X, it appears that Microsoft's going all in on powerful hardware and performance. Plus, they've added a bunch of first-party developers over the last couple of years. And there is that awesome backwards compatibility, which is important for collectors like me. So, yeah, I definitely think it's going to be pretty cool, and I want to learn more.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hola, amigas, amigos. Yo soy Antrax. Wow, Halo. ¿Qué recuerdos tengo con este título, con este juego? Hizo mi infancia la más divertida de todas. Recuerdo que con el Halo 3 la campaña me la pasé en todos los modos posibles, en solitario y con amigos. El modo en línea, una chulada, lo mejor del mundo. Después con el Halo Reach lloré con la campaña, las cinemáticas son perfectas. Con Halo 4 recuerdo que mi primer trabajo, entré a trabajar para poder pagar el juego. Y entonces eso me ha causado una gran felicidad todo el tiempo con Halo. Es un juego que hizo mi infancia, mi adolescencia, y estoy seguro que lo voy a jugar hasta que me muera. Y lo que se viene con este nuevo título, nueva entrega, estoy seguro que va a ser lo mejor.
Hey, Summer Game Fest audience, Lamar Wilson here, and here are the 5 games that I'm looking forward to them announcing today. So the first one is Halo Infinite. Now, I came into Halo late with Halo 5. I know. But I loved it so much and I can't wait to see what's next. Then there's a new game from Rare called Everwild. It just looks amazing and breathtaking. I have no idea what the game is about, but I want to see it. Number 3, I definitely want to see a Gears 6. This is going to be a game really about revenge and taking the Horde out at the center, at the literal core, hopefully for the final time. Now, number 4, since we're talking about Gears, why not a Lego's Gears Saga? You know, they did the Funko Pop thing on mobile, but what about Lego? Like, I would actually like to play that. So they need to announce that today. Now, finally, Cuphead 2. I know. Now, Cuphead 1 tore me a new one. It's one of the most unforgiving games ever. But for some reason, I just want more. Why do I want more? Man, am I crazy? Yes.
What the heck, dude? Okay.
Fully decked out his Xbox gear, ready for the show. And it was so cool to have gamers from around the world joining us from India, Mexico, obviously here in the United States.
Hey, thanks for hosting.
One of the things I think we found this year more than ever is the games bring us together, and people are watching all around the world. So I want to say hello to everyone watching this special event, where hopefully we're all just going to be excited about games as we watch through it. And the stream is coming up in about 18 minutes. You can watch it live right here on this feed. We're going to go right into it, and then immediately afterwards, we've got our exclusive post show with guests, some of the developers featured in the showcase, and Aaron Greenberg from Xbox will be joining us to answer questions, and we'll also have some creators join us as well to grade, see how Xbox did based on our expectations, and we'll also do a poll on Twitter, so make sure you vote on that. But right now, it is time to get to another world premiere. This is a sequel to a game that if you watch YouTube Let's Plays and YouTube gaming videos, you've probably seen. Check this out.
Oh, no. What could it be? When they said YouTube Let's Plays. Yeah, hello. Hey. What? Hello Neighbor. Another Hello Neighbor game. Look at that. I'll be on some playlist of these games. Halo. Oh, excuse me. Hello Neighbor. Oops. Hello Neighbor. Oops. Whoa, dude, look at the visuals. The visuals in this one compared to previous ones. Dang. Christmas lights? House is kind of messy. Whoa, okay. Dude. Oh, yeah, hi. Ew. What the f... Oh! Wait. The neighbor guy missing? Yeah, I haven't really played much of Hello Neighbor. Oh, jeez. Holy crap, that's creepy as heck. Ah! This is so creepy. What the frick? Ah! Whoa, okay. Ah! Creepy as heck, man. Oh, jeez. Oh! No! You can make him trip and fall. Oh, nice. Oh, snap. He's pissed. What is that frickin' thing? That's not the neighbor. Can't be. Oh, God, no. Ah! Chainsaw! Ah! The guy's got a freaking. Oh my God! This is crazy. Ah! No! No! Oh. Hello, neighbor 2? What? Who's this guy? Hold on. The guy wearing a mask was the Hello Neighbor guy? Was the neighbor guy? Wow.
There it is. Hello, Neighbor 2. And we've got some more games still to come, and we are 14 minutes away from the start of the showcase
and a secret neighbor
from Xbox. It's going to last almost exactly 1 hour. So there'll be an hour showcase in 15 minutes and then our post-show afterwards. But right now, we're going to take a look at the ID at Xbox program. A great program this week, actually. If you're on Xbox, there's a Summer Game Fest demo event. Over 70 games that you can download and preview for free. One of the big things I wanted to do with Summer Game Fest was give everyone a chance to play more games at home. And I want to thank the team at Xbox for putting that together in these unusual circumstances where we don't have big consumer events to go and play games. But right now, let's take a look at ID at Xbox, and there are some glimpses of some new games in here as well. Check it out.
All right. Let's see it. What's this one now? All these world premieres. Jeez. Hello. Oh! It's this good. What the heck? What? Okay. No. Alright. What the heck is all this? The agents. What? You just threw something out. Huh. So who threw that at me? What the heck? EXO1. 12 minutes! I remember that. The big con. What? Falconeer. Unexplored 2. No. Tunic. Oh. Song of Iron. Some of these games I remember seeing since previous E3s. Like since 2019. Yeah. It should. Ooh. What? That streets. Oh, what? Sable. Okay. Drive. Well, damn, that was a monster. Independent. First to console on Xbox. All optimized for Xbox One X. I do Xbox. Alright. Those are some nice games.
There you go. Shredder's snowboarding game. I miss my SSX, so that one looks really good. And lots of great games coming to the ID at Xbox program that we're excited about. All right. Now, though, we have a pretty cool brand new game to show you. This comes from a legendary
11 more
creator.
minutes.
And when I saw this and the journey he wants to take us on with this game, I was really excited and honored to have the opportunity to share this with you. So this is a bit of a longer piece, but it takes you into the world of a brand new game from a special creator in Japan. Please check this out.
So in Japan. Oh, that's all over there. Yeah.
Hello. Xbox
Hello.
Square Enix の
Hi there.
今日は皆様に不思議な物語をお届けに参りました。僕は現在スクエアエニックスにいてバランカンパニーという新しいブランドを立ち上げました。そしてここにいる昔ソニックやナイツを一緒に作った大島直人と20年ぶりにタッグを組んでアクションゲームを作っています。
中さんがスクエアエニックスに行くと知った時はびっくりしました。
僕も驚いたよ。
しかしこうしてまた一緒にタッグを組んでゲームを作れること、そして僕たちが得意とするゲーム作りとスクエアエニックスが得意とする物語や音楽とが合わさり、誰も体験したことのない新しいゲームを世界中の皆様にお届けできることをとても嬉しく思います。
今日僕たちが皆様にお届けするのはアクションゲームの全てを詰め込んだアクションゲームオブアクションゲーム、バランワンダーワールドです。アクションゲームにミュージカルの世界観を持ち込んでボタン一つでたくさんの衣装能力を使い進んでいくゲームになります。
苦悩や葛藤、人は誰しもがポジティブな気持ちとネガティブな気持ちのバランスを保ちながら生きています。しかしそのバランスが崩れた時、あなたはバランシアターに迷い込みます。悩める12人のキャストたちの新象世界をあなたはさまざまなアクションを駆使して進んでいきます。
Really characters 12.
衣装に割り当てられており、その数はなんと80種類を超えます。衣装を次々に着替えながら各ステージに散りばめられた謎を解き、そしてネガティブな気持ちにとらわれてしまったキャストたちの
This is a lot like Knights. Knights on the Sega Dreamcast.
本作は24言語に対応予定です。
Darwin Wonderworld.
Xbox One、さらに
They're putting this on the Xbox One.
にももちろん対応し、片方のコンソールを持っていればどちらでも遊んでいただけるスマートデリバリーにも対応する予定です。世界中の皆様に 4K の最高画質で本作の世界を隅々まで楽しんでいただけます。ワンダーワールドの世界で皆様をお待ちしています。最後に今日は全世界初公開の映像も準備いたしましたので、どうぞご覧ください。It's show time.
This is not the figures. Oh, time. Like Nintendo Switch. Oh well. That's what that reminded me of.
A strange and mysterious land that you visit when you come to a turning point in life.
What the heck? Oh? What? Okay. That is like Knights. There's a game called Knights back then. Huh. Yeah, I can see how it's like Sonic the Hedgehog or Knights combined. That's pretty cool. I liked those games back then from Sega. Wow, really?
Over 80 different costumes.
Did I just see rings in there? I saw some rings. Like you collect rings like in Sonic. Different abilities or costumes? Like what? Okay, yeah, that was like Sonic the Hedgehog. Dude, you do collect rings. Are those rings? What are those? All the actions here. Huh. Time for a sadness or difficulty. Finding true happiness starts within. What the heck? No. Oh, the bosses.
Look into your
These are boss
hearts to
fights.
discover what's most precious.
Just blow up. Oh. Okay, great. Another dancing. Jeez, man. Ah.
Balan Wonderworld.
You can see how
Every moment is an adventure.
If you look at the characters, you can tell which one's like the essence of Knights or which one's the essence of Sonic. As I can see a bit of Sonic in the female character and a bit of Knights in that character with the hat. Yeah.
There it is, the announcement of Balan Wonderland Nights was such a special and important game to me. I want to thank Nakasan and Square Enix for sharing that world premiere announcement with us here on the pre-show. There's even more good stuff, though, coming up at the top of the hour. We are just 6 minutes away, so we're going to have another group join us here as we count down in the final 5 minutes. We got Matt Pat joining us live from the Game Theorist headquarters.
It's over. I could check out right now. I am sold. Balan Wonderworld, #1 game. Over. Stand aside Halo Infinite. That was what I needed to see.
I was going to say, I was pretty excited when we got that. I'm like, okay, this pre-show is going to be pretty good. That's an exciting announcement. Just to have those guys back doing that. So, yeah, I agree with you, Matt Pat. All right, we've also got JD Witherspoon joining us.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Yo, I'm chilling, man. I'm looking at this countdown for the showcase. I'm ready to put my helmet on and get it going. But I'm like, let's talk real quick.
That's funny.
We got 5 minutes, and
I had a helmet like that, just like that, for Halo 3.
How you doing?
I have a helmet just like that.
Really
seriously.
Good now, like after Balan Wonderland, I'm with Matt. Yo, that's it. That's the end of the show for me.
That is funny.
Yeah, no, it's nice, happy, uplifting. We need a game like that. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, even check that out because I liked Nights or Sonic the Hedgehog back then.
The main show.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Let's talk about this. You guys are going to join
Sonic Adventures at least.
To react to what we
That's
see.
what it's like.
Let's kind of get the preview.
It's like Sonic and Nights mixed together.
But what else? What do you guys? What's gonna? Let me put it this way: what does Microsoft need to do to get an A from you? Watching this conference. So what's it gonna take? Let's start with
you.
Yeah, I mean, to me, we all know
I just want to see what they got.
Is the big gem in their crown, right? Like that's the piece that's selling the killer app. That is their killer app.
Right.
But to me, as a mild Halo fan, I want to see what is the other thing that's going to get me to buy this system in particular. And if it's not a neon green skin, like we saw for the earlier Xbox generations, to coat that big like obelisk that you're buying with Xbox Series X, Balan Wonderland or Balan Wonderworld might have sold it for me. It looks like exactly the sort of game that I need in 2020, that the world needs in 2020, and it hits me right in the nostalgia feels. So I need another killer app for this system, and that might have been it.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
You guys are done in the pre-show. I like it. There are already high marks.
Funny.
JD, what we know we're going to see Halo. Seems like you're sufficiently hyped if you've got your Master Chief helmet. What's it going to take to get an A helmet in the post-show grade?
I got one just like that helmet.
Well, I mean, obviously Halo. I would love for them to take Halo Infinite and use it to be showcased the same way they showcased Halo 2 from the E3 2005 world premiere. I remember that they did the gameplay mixed in with cutscenes. And then, I mean, I believe we talked about Fable a little bit earlier. I believe Fable 4 would be great. I don't know if they've ever put out that last Fable. I'm not sure. I have to go back. And then, for me personally, I want a new Matrix video game. I know that no one in the chat wants that, but hey, remember Enter the Matrix? Remember that bullet time?
He's like, Matrix, what the heck?
Intersects with the movies and stuff. Yeah, all right. That's a wild prediction that we're gonna get.
I've seen some of those videos back then.
Matrix. Keanu. They used Keanu last year, so you never know. Bring him back again. Allegra, I know you're excited about Balan, what they're doing. What else will it take to hype you up to an A grade?
Oh my god. An A?
Right. I mean, everything that's excited me in the
I just want to see what they got.
Pretty much what I would also want.
I'm not really picking or anything.
Which is interesting, sort of inventive.
It's not really anything that I want to see or don't want to see, to be honest.
You know, Halo nerd or Watch Dogs or just anything with a number after it, unless it's some like bizarre number that has nothing to do with the game. Like if it's a sequel, I'm pretty much out. But I would love to see more from Tell Me Why by Don't Nod. I would love to see some actual like gameplay and a good emphasis on that, because it really brings an interesting amount of diversity to Xbox. But in general, I like to be really surprised whether or not it's some, you know, Final Fantasy exclusive that's making its way onto the Xbox for the first time, or just some game we've never heard of before from some small, exciting studio. I mean, that's always what wins me over. Also, Keanu Reeves, if he shows up again, I mean, that would be really great.
That's funny.
You never know. I
God.
think he's in Berlin filming
This
Matrix,
guy's
but, hey,
reaction.
virtual, so anyone can. This
That
thing is here.
path.
Anyone can show up.
What the heck,
around
dude?
the world,
Call
we can
him
connect
in.
people, and it's so different to not be with you guys. You know, with 5,000 people at the Microsoft
This is
booth,
like-
getting to see this stuff, but we are literally
Just-
just about a minute
that's
away here
funny.
from going live. You guys are
Yeah,
gonna
put
join
on
us
that helmet.
afterwards. You've got your Master Chief helmet. And I want to thank everyone for joining us exclusively here on YouTube
What the heck,
for
dude?
the pre-show for the Xbox event. It's going
You
to be
can
about
actually
2
put it
minutes until
on.
we go. So
Look at
maybe
that.
one last quick rapid fire
Nice.
here. JD's got his helmet on. How do you guys think they're going to open the show? What the first thing is?
Wow.
Halo Infinite.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, start with the big guns. They know that's what everyone's here for.
They don't-
and
they
then
don't wanna
everything else
finish
is
it off.
icing on the cake.
They'll just
Like,
start
do you agree,
with
or
it.
you want something weird and wacky? I think.
It's gonna be Halo, which for someone who doesn't really care about Halo, I would love because I need a bathroom break.
Of course,
so.
it's probably gonna like. Okay, what?
Sorry, JD.
Jeez.
The chat just lit up. He's going to take a bathroom break during Halo. All right, but hey,
What's wrong
you got
with you?
Valid. And
The
yeah, that's part of the
flavor.
fun is that we don't know
No.
what they're going to do, and they've been very quiet. They've just said Halo,
Wow.
but beyond that, they've really not told us anything else about what games are going to be in there.
This is
They said,
funny.
Tell Me Why, great example. Everwild, Psychonauts, those are games that we know they're making that hopefully we'll have updates
Mhm.
on. And then I know for a
So-
fact there will be some new games
But
announced.
the last
in
one's
this
gonna be
showcase.
something
And it's
surprising.
exciting to
At
watch it
least.
live here on YouTube. Well,
You never know.
Matt, JD, Allegra, thanks for joining us. You guys are going to
Mhm.
be with us afterwards. We're going to react to the press conference, see how Microsoft did, and then we're going to have some guests,
Mhm.
some of the developers and some of the games featuring
Right.
in the show. We're going to have interviews with them, and Xbox's Aaron Greenberg will be joining us live to break down some of the news. So enjoy it. Watch it live here. The Xbox Game
All right,
Showcase.
here we go.
Hour of Games right here on YouTube.
Let's see it. Yay, this is it. Look at that. 0, 1. Like I could have just watched that from Xbox, like co-streamed it from Xbox's channel, but I just want to see the pre-show first. I don't know. Yeah. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is it. Let's see this Xbox Game Showcase. Alright. You gonna show Halo first? Yep. Hello, Halo. Of course they're showing Halo first. Huh. Everyone figured. Or is it Halo? Yeah, this looks like Halo. Oh, that's lagging. Stream itself. Don't be like that. Ah! Oh. No, this is not. Ah, I'm like, is this Halo or is this something else? Okay, now I'm like,
The Mjolnir
wait,
exosuit is now complete.
seriously? What the heck am I looking at? What am I looking at?
Even though this technology will save humanity in the war to come.
Hey! Yeah, slap on that armor. Huh. The
Liquid
water.
crystal cannot rise on its own.
Huh. Okay.
Titanium alloy cannot prevail in the face of extinction.
Oh.
Armor cannot hope.
117. Look, that's not Massachusetts 117. Is it? I can't remember what Massachusetts number is.
It all means
I forgot what his number was. I guess that that's,
step inside.
that actually is true or not. Become. Wait, like become a sperm? Is that the idea? Somehow. Halo Infinite. Hey, ooh, they're gonna do a demo right now.
This is a punishment, right?
Music. What? After we lost?
Yep, this is death.
Oh, this. Yeah, I remember this. Oh, oh snap.
No.
Oh.
This isn't happening.
Oh,
I'm going to have to make an emergency landing.
Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Whoa. He's not wearing armor, but the other guy is. Shoot this. Oh, man. Oh, still alive.
No. No. You can't stand it. No, you breathe. No. You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me anything.
Okay.
Are you even listening?
I count 3 anti-aircraft cannons.
3 what?
You'll be safe here.
Oh, I'll be safe. Safe? I haven't been safe since I found you. I found you, remember? You were out there on your own, and you'd still be out there if it wasn't for me. I thought I was going home.
There won't be a home if we don't stop the banished.
You keep saying that. We're outgunned, outnumbered. I know I saw Clone Wars over there.
Clone Wars?
I'm going to dig through them and find one with the working sleep space drive. And when you're done with this war, we'll get away from here. Far away.
Wait here.
Okay.
Oh. Let me find.
First, when I get back, we can look. Together.
That last lagging.
Okay, big guy.
Just lagging a bit. Let's do it okay, I guess. Hey, look at that. Here we are. Oh. What are those things? Yeah, let's play the demo. Looks just like Halo. Or Halo 2 or 3. Ew, it's like the Halo trilogy. Looks like it. Energy shield. Motion detector. Ah. Yeah, Warhog. Good old Warhog. Ah. So I don't know why it's doing that. It's just doing that, so. Yeah. Ah. And that. Okay. Gun. Gun battery. Okay. Huh. Ah! Jeez. Oh. Ah. Oh. Yeah. Ah. It's stuck on. Ah, the elites! Dude, they're just like the way they were in the Halo trilogy. The way they look at everything. And he falls over. Yeah, the same voices. Ah, what was that? We just did. Ah, what? These guys again, the freaking roots. Oh god. Ooh. Yeah. Nasty brutes. Ah! It's not like really a bubble shield, but it's a shield. Look at that. What? What was that? What the heck did you just do there? Ah. Oh my gosh. Oh, alright. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Hey, those little guys. Shields. Oh my gosh. What? Also pick up an energy shield the next thing you know. Hey, pick up those weapons again. This is too much like the Halo trilogy all over again. Literally, that's what this looks like and feels like. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh. What is that? I don't know what that is. God, we got a grappling hook now? Oh! Yep, nailed him. Yeah. That's the YouTube stream. Not my stream, I don't know what's lagging like that. What the heck was that? I couldn't tell what it did there. It's like a little tiny shotgun thing. Oh god. Oh, it was one of those gunner things. Ah! Ow! Shut up! Oh! 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 I got stuck. Oh, oh man! Oh man! What's he still? Oh! God, I love how you can do that. Oh, I can just shoot with like, what is that? New shotgun? Ah. It's like a whole lot of the old guns from the Halo trilogy, literally. Every old gun. This feels like a Halo Infinite.
Lost this war months ago. Your people are broken, scattered, hunted, defeated by me. I wish I could tell you it was difficult, but it wasn't.
No.
We are one step ahead, always. The race is already under our control. Soon, the auditorium as well. The Harbinger and the Banished share the same goal.
Fucking Bruce.
We fight together to honor the will of patriarchs.
Great.
Without challenge.
Sticking root.
Weary. Lost. Alone. But here you now stand. This is my last fight. A true test of legends. Our story will outlive us both. Set a fire in your heart, Spartan. Bare your fangs.
What the heck?
Fight hard. Die well.
Okay. No thanks. Wow. What the heck was that? Holiday 2020, Halo Infinite. Ah, nice trailer. 343 Industries. That felt like every Halo game that's ever been out.
We hope you enjoyed your first look at Halo Infinite's
one game.
I'm incredibly proud of the team at 343.
It's like the Halo trilogy all over again.
Of the epic battles that await you on the next chapter of Master Chief's journey. This is the most ambitious campaign we've ever created at 343. For the first time, players will have the freedom to explore a mysterious new Halo ring that's several times larger than our last two Halo games combined. Halo Infinite has been built from the ground up to take full advantage of Xbox Series X. Bigger battles, epic vistas, more complex visual effects, displayed with 10 times the processing power per pixel of Halo 5. This will be running at a flawless 60 frames per second and will allow us to bring the Halo ring to life in ways that have never been possible before. We look forward to sharing even more about Halo Infinite in the coming months, including the first look and multiplayer. And now, please enjoy a glimpse of what others in the Xbox Game Studios family have been working on.
World premiere.
Oh, world premiere, another one? So that was Halo. Nice. Can't wait for that. What's this? What? Why does this look like what I thought? It's not what I thought it was. Oh. What the hell? Ugh. Ugh. Okay, so she was trying to scare the bear away, basically. Yeah. Just scaring it away. Yelling at a bear. Jeez. Like, what is this game? Uh-oh. Oh. Aha. Oh, bow and arrow. Oh! Something died there already. What? Oh, snap! Holy crap! What? Dude, seriously? Why'd you put zombified animals?
Welcome everyone to the Xbox Game Showcase.
There's just zombified people, not animals.
We're showing games from 9 of our 15 Xbox game studios,
Ooh.
including unveils of 5 new first-party games. What you will see today is how Xbox game studios are harnessing their passions to bring their dreams to life. We believe that how you find and play your games is as important as the device you play them on. Xbox Game Pass is the best way to discover and play.
Right.
And we want you to be able to experience as many great games as possible. So Game Pass members, you can play every game you see today from your subscription or free to play. These games will look and play best on Xbox Series X, delivering unmatched fidelity, performance, precision, and immersion. And we've designed the most consistently powerful next-generation console. And we've built state-of-the-art platform technology to allow every developer to realize their full vision.
Cool.
One studio that has always pushed the limits of our hardware is Turn 10. And they're early in development on the next Forza Motorsport. And Xbox Series X is bringing them closer to their dream of unprecedented realism with ray tracing and native 4K resolution, all at 60 frames per second. The trailer you're about to see was captured completely in-engine.
World premiere.
World premiere. Another one again. Alright, what's this? What is it this time? Oh my gosh, those games were something already. Games have already shown. That was weird. Zombified moose? Ah, race car game. Ah. Ah. Oh. Yeah. Like NASCAR. Ah. Motorsports Forza. Okay. Seems like some dev gamer me like, right? Dev gamer. Rare. Huh.
Our world has a rhythm. We all sense it. But only a few truly feel it. It is found in the smallest moments. In every step of a perilous journey.
That'll fall.
In the symmetry of ritual. In the bonds we share.
That's a strong tale. No, what is this? Hold on, wait, what?
And in moments of stillness.
Seriously? Is that what this is? Huh. Looks like what I may think it is.
To look beyond the expected.
Ew. Ah.
To be a light in dark places.
Ah.
To seek answers.
No.
And to stand watch over our world.
Huh. No.
Our world as a
Oh dear.
We all sense it.
Huh.
But
What's
only
on
a
there?
few truly feel it.
Whoa, look at that. Hey, what's that? My gosh, what's going on? I'll read your message in a sec. What the heck? I feel like I missed something just when that happened. That seemed like a nice trailer. Anything said, talked about Halo 6 yet? Did I? That was the first thing they showed. Darn, dude. That was the very first thing they showed. Sorry, dude. You can see it again. Just rewatch my VOD if you want.
To sense and feel how magic flows through nature.
It's alright. You can see my VOD. Or you can watch the VOD from them again, too.
Working on something like Everwild.
Yeah, look at that. It's pretty
and I hope
neat.
you're excited too. But I just want to take this opportunity
I
to
feel,
say
yeah, I know.
massive thank you to everyone
You'll
who's
see it
shown
again,
their
though.
support and love, and for the incredible, awesome, positive community that's already growing around this
It's alright.
game. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's like instantly, no problem. Yeah, this showed so good so far already.
Love you, Mom.
What's this?
You know what I'm seeing?
Oh!
Allison?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It doesn't matter that they don't believe us.
Looks
We
like...
all believed that what happened that night was self-defense. But we couldn't be sure.
Oh! Ow, fall over,
They
dude.
kept us apart.
Brother, sister, we look out for each other.
It
Mhm.
doesn't matter that finding the truth feels impossible.
Huh.
We're all done with fairy tales.
The only thing that matters
This is like
is you're my brother.
something 3. It's the third game. It's a sequel.
And the only way to move
Alright.
forward is to keep looking back.
Yeah. There was like a first game and second game of this series.
Whenever we see or hear something really emotional.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Ah,
Everything we thought we knew about Marianne just got thrown out the
you're
window.
not sure? I'm not quite sure what it is either.
She attacked you. We both saw it.
Huh.
I thought coming here would be closing a chat lives.
Oh.
Nothing good comes from stirring up old memories.
We don't really have a choice about that.
There's always a choice, son.
I can't do this. Stop!
Oh. Tell me why. Oh, it's called Tell Me Why. I thought it was part of that other series called something... whatever. I forgot. If you know what I'm talking about, that kind of looked similar to another
Hey everyone.
story or
My name is
whatever.
Gennady. I'm the co-founder and director of technology at Moon Studios.
Well, this is
Today
it.
we're very excited to tell you that we're working on a very, very special version of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, specifically for Xbox Series X. We're now
Nice.
at a time where we can reach levels of fidelity and frame
Huh.
rates previously absolutely impossible on any console. An already
I love
gorgeous
those
game
games.
like Ori can now run at 120 Hz refresh rate in full 4K HDR in its highest quality, delivering unprecedented game feel with silky smooth animation, super crisp, sharp image, and low input latency, which is just so important for the tight and precise platforming feel of this game.
Ooh.
We can also boost the immersion in different spaces in our world by using premium audio tech that we previously just could not simulate in real time. And with all of this crazy hardware power,
is it live
we can
streamed
give
or
our
something?
players more options with how they want to play our game. We can't wait for all of you to experience
this
very special
platformer
version of Ori coming to Xbox Series X with smart delivery later this year.
Yeah, I like the Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Oh, it's that same game, I guess. Yeah, I like the I love the soundtrack to that game. Still gotta play it though. Like, I don't know why, but that's just... What the?
The furthest reaches of the universe comes the biggest mystery in the galaxy.
An abandoned research facility, and now shady corporate intrigue.
Marvel,
oh,
the Gorgon asteroid.
God.
A sordid
Really?
stopover, full of salacious secrets. And scandalous.
I don't know why it's doing that. That's YouTube.
You are looking right on today. With the right
What?
face, they wanted us to develop a miracle drug. Can put you on the wrong side of a gun. Or sword. Or this thing.
Oh.
Thrill.
Ooh.
Danger.
Danger.
Intrigue.
A word of advice before you go, Captain? Trust no one.
Yeah. Right. Ugh.
What?
It's like, what the heck is this?
On Gorgon.
Gorgon? Oh my god. Outer World. Hey, September 9. Yeah, that was weird. I was expecting to do that. I don't know, that's YouTube. YouTube's lagging. That's not my stream, it's YouTube.
For the biggest game of the year. Then wait for Cyberpunk.
What?
But if you're ready for the smallest, we've got you covered.
Okay. Nah. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids again.
The makers of games that are nothing like this.
Right?
One.
Get it? It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. If you remember that, those movies. That's what this looks like.
Strive together to thrive together. Or just feed your friend to the spiders. And go solo.
That's lame. How'd you do that? Yeah, YouTube's lagging. I don't know why it's doing this. So time behind. Oh. Ugh. Uh-oh. Grounded? It's called Grounded, July 28th. That's you. If you remember the movies, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's what that was like. Literally.
Every day when we come to the
To be honest, there are more people between the ears of Tendon Party who play way more than the youth. They still are just focused on children.
we continue to evolve how we tell stories in games. And Grounded is the perfect
I don't know
example.
about that.
The team has been
I mean, since when is anything ever really made for children?
within a survival game.
Nothing's really ever actually made for children. You have to really rethink about that. Because if things were made for children, that's just as bad as 18 plus. It's too restrictive.
Oh yeah.
It's just appealing to children, you know?
Check this out.
It's more like family friendly. Family friendly is a broad target audience. That's kids, teens, and adults. That's what family friendly is. You know what I mean? But I can see where you would think that. But I don't think anything is ever actually made for children. It's made appealing to children, but more broadened to where it's appealing to all ages and not just children alone. you want just children, go play Teletubbies or Dora the Explorer. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting at. Nothing's really actually made for children. It's just made appealing to children, not just children alone. That's what I'm saying. What was that? Just shooting an arrow at somebody. But I understand where you're coming from, but yeah. These games aren't made for my age group. Well, old tactics lately. More. Right. Like, I don't know. I guess it's how people how you interpret something and how you're seeing it. But I don't believe anything's ever really made just for children specifically. That's uncommon. That's just as bad as 18 plus. Because it's too restrictive. That's what I'm getting at. That's my point. Nothing's really made for just children. Not a whole lot. Things are made more for... There's more things out there that are made for family friendly than there are for 18 plus or kids only. You know what I mean? Yeah, there are more things made family friendly than all the other age groups. That's what I'm saying. Because it's more broad and generalized. While 18 plus is too restricted and specific. Like children only, that's too restricted and specific. That's my point. So I'm getting at. That's just how I'm seeing it. A new studio led by some of the most talented storytellers in It's just appealing to children. Because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be family friendly. It wouldn't be all ages. Because that's what I'm saying. If it wasn't appealing to children at all, it wouldn't be all ages.
Bonjour,
that's my point.
I'm Caroline from Interior
It's all ages.
Our team
At least appealing to children, so it's at least all ages.
Because when you play a story, you step into the character's shoes. You get to experience
like a lot of shows on television,
their hopes,
also,
their conflicts firsthand, and in the process,
regardless of the target
audience. And this is quite powerful.
Hilda's talking about that through all this.
It's a story about family, resilience, and sacrifice.
That last game seemed pretty interesting.
It's about how you will shape the fate of real, flawed people trying to find their way in a world they don't fit in. I hope you enjoyed the trailer.
World premiere.
Like, honestly, I could care less what the age group is. Like, I don't care what the target audience is. If I'm interested, I go for it. That's kind of how I am. Call it unconventional or deviant or whatever you want, but I don't care about target audiences at all. I just go with something if I find it appealing. That's just what I do, personally.
For mine, it was the end of the road.
Huh.
On the ground, now! The sun went down on all of us that day.
Huh.
Was it fate? Coincidence? No. It was a long-forgotten secret.
I don't think it really matters. But, alright. I just don't look at it that way. What the heck? False security.
All my life, I've been scared of the
Hey, thanks for that host. False security.
But now,
thanks for hosting,
I'm
dude.
finally ready to step into the light.
Cool. I don't know, dude. I get where you're coming from, but I guess I just look at it differently. Dusk falls as dusk falls. Age is just a number of years one's lived.
Here at Ninja Theory, we're hard at work on
That's
all
all
of
it
our
is.
projects,
I don't see anything else than
Senua's
that.
Saga
Other
Hellblade
than
2,
that.
which we announced at the Game Awards back in December. An incredible 3.5 million players have now experienced Senua's story, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice.
Well,
We're excited to start
that's like a matter of interest. I get what you're saying. That sounds more like a matter of interest. But yeah, I get what you mean though. Right. That's just something you're not interested in. I get that. Right. Some people are and some people aren't. That's understandable. Sure.
And you can find out more about our location scouting and how we've discovered the history of our setting in a brand new behind-the-scenes development diary, which you can view straight after the show on the Ninja Theory YouTube channel.
Everyone sees things differently. That's fine, I get it. Everyone has a different perspective.
It's been so touching to see the impact that Hellblade's Senua's sacrifice has had on so many players.
That's Hellblade.
We're incredibly thankful to all of the fans that have been part of Senua's story so far. And we're excited for you to be part of our development journey from here on out.
What's this? Huh? Double fines. My god. What? That was weird.
What? Peter, he's been sitting there the whole time?
What's in the so it's just when they be successful. That's why they do that.
Very much. It's gonna be fun to sing it. Now it's time to rock. Shall we start rocking?
Ha! Psycho. Yeah, Psychonauts. Yeah.
Probably been a long time since you've had a visitor. I hope you don't mind popping.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Yeah. What the heck? Oh, we just went inside of frame.
It's a quiet place.
Lost alone, neither skin nor bone. Just a thought is all I've got. Now my cover's blown. At the bottom of a lake, a frozen feeling. When my friends pulled me back up, I started
singing. What the hell? What the heck?
I can smell the universe, and I can taste the sky, and I can see each molecule.
What was that? What the heck?
Senses are the magic keys.
YouTube lagging. Ooh. Okay. That was weird. I don't like YouTube's doing that. This is all YouTube doing that. I guess it's buffering or something. Doing level. No. No. Psychonauts. Oh, jeez. Yeah. A tongue. Hangs upside down and everything. This is crazy. Why did that remind us of this, honestly, a little bit? Psychonauts 2. I feel like it's already been out. Hasn't that, like, already been out? Or are they just now coming out with Psychonauts 2? I'm confused there.
We can't wait for you to experience the amazing games built by Xbox Game Studios.
I thought that was
so much more for you to play on Xbox.
Oh.
We are partnering with thousands of creators, from the largest publishers to the smallest independent developers, to bring you the broadest variety of games ever. There is one developer in particular that is close to us, not just geographically, but in history too. I'm thrilled to announce that this fall, our friends at Bungie will bring Destiny 2 to Xbox Series X and Xbox Game Pass. If you are one of the more than 10 million Game Pass subscribers, You also get access to all current Destiny 2 expansions starting this September. For Game Pass Ultimate members, Destiny 2 will also be playable on mobile from the cloud. Later this year, Bungie will also release a new version of Destiny 2 that is optimized for Xbox Series X. 4K resolution running at 60 frames per second. Here's an all-new look at Bungie's Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
Make it sound like you don't have to get the new Xbox, but they're giving the option to whether you choose to or choose not to.
Things born out in the darkness.
From what they're saying.
Every moment brings them closer. It's time to step beyond the light.
It's like up to you. Kiss. What the heck? Problem. You're just freezing everyone. Shatter. Like we can freeze. My god. Jeez, man. What? Nothing on. Oh, god. Blowing everything up. It's just freezing everybody. Jesus, loud. Beyond light. So they can freeze people now. I still got.
This is Destiny 2 that you can play any way you want thanks to Xbox Game Pass. Some of the world's most inspired developers are working on games for Xbox Series X, and we're just honored to be able to collaborate with them. Xbox Series X will empower both new and experienced creators to bring the future of games to life like never before. Unique perspectives, unexpected innovations, and fresh voices that demand to be heard and that we can't wait for you to discover. All of the games you're about to see are being built to launch exclusively on Xbox consoles. Thanks and enjoy.
World premiere.
Wait, exclusively? Oh, alright. Exclusively. Not crossplay. Oh. What is this for? Oh boy. Uh-oh. Oh. What? Well, this looks familiar. I'm not sure if it's what I think it is or not. Could be what I think it is. Sorry to hear that. Hey, thanks for those hosts looking in thoughts and design on Alien Whale. It's like, what is this? Like it's something I may know, and what was that? Something I may know or don't know what it is. Ugh. Huh. What? A fetus? Is that a fetus? Oh jeez. Look like a fetus. Oh jeez. Huh. Stalker 2. Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, serious. Huh.
World premiere.
World premiere. Another one. How many world premieres? Console launch exclusive. Huh. Oh. Uh-oh. Turning off the lights. Are we? Oh. Huh. What the heck?
My Lord Inquisitor, I've reached a term of prime and begun our investigation.
What's that? Oh, snap.
The squad has been sent into sub-level 6 of the Hive to determine the full extent of the unrest.
Whoa. Oh. Is this what I think it is?
I'll know more when they
It's this, isn't it? They're moving this to Xbox One. It's what I think it is, isn't it? Golly. Oh, jeez. Really? Oh, crap. Oh, never mind.
They make it back.
Dark Tide. That looked similar to another game I've seen. Very similar. I guess, unless it was inspired by that other game I was thinking about. That's Dark Tide. It looked like the GTFO. There's a game called GTFO. That looked kind of like GTFO because it was inspired by GTFO. Huh. He has a lot of games that are similar to other games, but different and unique in their own way. It's called innovating or remixing. You just take something that's already exists and try and take something that's already been successful and try and create something brand new out of it. That's innovating or remixing. It happens all the time. Like Jaws is just a remix innovation of Moby Dick, the giant white whale. Yeah, Jaws is just an innovation, a remix of Moby Dick. It's similar. That's what I'm saying. Or Titanic is like Romeo and Juliet or whatever. You see what I'm saying? They're just remix. Take something that's already been done and create something brand new out of it. Happens all the time. Yeah, even though most people call them clones, I guess it's just one way of calling it and looking at it. Why is it not been popular to try it? Remake it? What? It's like they don't want to even try. Yeah, I know. Okay. Well, now, that's Tetris. What the heck? Ah, darn animals. I kinda like this trailer. It's like Tetris. Tetris was that connected holiday 2020. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like Tetris.
World premiere.
Nothing is monopoly, not an industry. Look at it last often. Okay. I don't know what's in response to that, but alright.
Scan's a no-go. Sure you want to drop here? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Already lacing up my boots back here.
Oh.
What we got? Another good-for-nothing space rock?
What the heck?
Hold on, let me check.
What is this?
Find anything good?
Vex, you're not gonna believe this.
Oh.
Ouch! What the?
Ah! Like, you're not gonna believe this. Ah! Sucking it up. I'm like, in my vacuum. Ah, jeez. Huh. Oh, where is it? Ah! Yeah, that was weird. Like, this is what? Partially on the internet. Okay. Well. What the heck? The gunk? Huh. It's on every platform. Crossplay, but we are always remade and converted to something new or better. Not with great video games though. They just keep them seal and milk out. Okay. Trying to cut myself off with the voice. They just wouldn't stop calling out to me. What the heck?
With the dead girl.
The girl.
The forest. The moon.
Let's go.
Scented pines.
Wow. What?
And then.
Oh. What?
The gunshot.
Ah! She was so got shot.
Story has two sides. A regular, rational one. But also a darker and deeper truth. Not unlike a nightmare. I can see both. Worse, I can link them.
What? Oh, snap. Okay. What the hell? Light and dark? Who is that? Huh? Okay.
What is this place?
What? What? Ugh. What the heck? So this is... Ooh. Ah, jeez. Some horror game, this is... Oh, that's crazy. Oh. It's like past and present. Kind of a little confused about what's going on. Like parallel universes or something. Oh, jeez. Ooh. The medium. Ooh. Ooh.
World premiere.
Unless that meant... Well, unless that was talking about, what's it called? Hey, Sega. What's this? Really? This is... Yep, there's Star Online 20th. That's literally what I thought this was the second after such Sega. Expansive World. I've been playing this game recently, mostly at seasonal events. I played this yesterday actually. Not this new thing for the game. Because this is new, it hasn't been in the game now apparently. Huh? What? Unknown threats. Oh, jeez. Ah! Wow. Yeah. What the? I forgot what class that is in the game. That's so loud for me. I'll turn it down. Ah! What the hell? Oh, shoot up, shoot up. Oh, oh, oh. Huh? 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 Ah! What? Ah! Big bosses. Oh, what the heck? New Genesis, Star Online 2. What? I'm confused. Is that like an expansion or another game of Star Online 2? Huh? Must be an expansion. 2021. Not out yet. What? Whoa. What the heck? Uh-oh. Remedy. Hostile X campaign.
Destiny chose me to save this world.
Ah.
And I will see it done.
Oh. Ah.
Blacklist. We make our own path. We protect our own.
Can you protect me from fate?
Oh. Ah. Oh, jeez.
Soon, the entire world will be
What
old.
the heck? Ooh. Alright, close.
The ghost is here!
Ah. Oh, unpainful. I would have. Oh, ow! Oh! Close one. That's fire. Nice trailer. 2020.
Today, you saw 10 world premieres and 22 console launch exclusives. Game Pass members can play every game you have seen today from Xbox Game Studios and all of our partners in the subscription or free to play. This is just a peek at some of the new titles coming to Xbox Series X. And some of the games you already love and some you have yet to play will also be optimized for Xbox Series X. Games like Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, and Sea of Thieves. You'll get the next-gen upgrades at no additional cost when they launch. You can expect a lineup of over 100 titles for Xbox Series X this holiday season. With Series X and Game Pass, Xbox is the place to play, and you are at the center of everything we do. Now, you may have noticed we didn't get to visit all of our Xbox Game Studios today. That means we'll have more to share later this year. But until then, there's one more thing.
One more
premiere.
What you got this time? Yeah, they're basically giving you the option to play your games anywhere. You don't have to play it just on Xbox, just anywhere. That's the whole fun of cross-play, cross-platform, you know? Play it anywhere.
The world is filled with stories.
I'm playing the old 3DS consoles. I'm playing the newer console, just have better hardware. Up to you. You still get to play it.
Fantastical creatures and wondrous places.
It's not like you have to get the new Xbox, basically.
Magic live in perfect harmony.
What is this?
What? Stories have happy endings.
What the heck?
Yours has yet to be written.
Fable? Okay, well that was funny. Oh, that's sad. That's Master Chief again. Yeah, see, that's the Halo. That's the Halo Infinite. That's what they showed. That was the first thing they showed. Now they're just reviewing everything. Everything they showed. Yeah. I guess I can't wait for Phoenix Star Online 2. It looks like an expansion. I don't know if that's just a newer game or expansion. 2021. Well. No. That's like Life is Strange or whatever the game's called. That's what it's like. Yeah, you're a Phoenix Star. God, YouTube. The Fable. Look at that. That was Halo. It's like every Halo game you ever played, all in one game. Didn't have to play everything up. What's a console launch exclusive? Huh. Next generation games on a level. Halo Infinite, Halo Hello, that's called Hello. What the hell? Alright, that was pretty good. Thanks for watching. You're welcome. Well, thank you for sharing. Yep, host show. That was it. That was the Xbox Game Showcase.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Xbox Game Showcase post show. There you go, the announcement of a brand new Fable and our first look at the gameplay of Halo Infinite. We now have a post show with some developers joining us, as well as Aaron Greenberg from Xbox.
Also kind of want to see this.
He's going to be with us as well. Tim Schafer and much more.
The original people who made the original Halo.
You guys think I just posted a poll on Twitter. How would you grade Xbox in the press conference and what they did? We want to hear your opinion on it and what Xbox showed across their entire portfolio.
I can't really say. It's hard to say.
Everything they showed today was an Xbox Game Pass game, which, you know, is pretty impressive that all those titles are going to be on Game Pass. But of course, they're probably games that you wanted to see there that you may not have seen. So we want to hear what people think, but we've got our panel now to react to everything, to tell us what they thought. You heard leading in what
I think I'd say an A-. I don't know. I can't really say. I'm not picky, right? I'm not a very picky person. There wasn't anything I was expecting or not expecting.
We were all watching it, so
I'm not one to have high expectations for everything or whatever.
What did you think?
No.
I thought,
I don't go in with any expectations.
I think you had some of the biggest announcements.
I just don't do that.
The conference itself,
I just like to see whatever they throw at us.
The pre-show where you announced Balan Wonderland, you showed a brief clip of 12 minutes. Hello Neighbor 2, which I kind of hate that whole franchise. I have a whole history with it, but I appreciate that it was there. You know, I got to say the pre-show pushed it into 8 territory for me. Infinite looked great. I was glad to see that it wasn't just like an Infinite pay-to-play kind of game where that there's an actual storyline, that there's an actual campaign that you're going to play through. The graphics really showed off the power of the console, and I'm not even a graphics guy. So yeah, across the board, like there was a lot of CGI cutscenes. There was a lot of, you know, not in-game moments.
Doesn't matter to me.
But I was really excited. I thought they did a solid job of showing off the breadth of it, and the true winner outside of the pre-show is Game Pass. I think they see where the future's headed. They see that that's going to be their big money maker. Get people to try a lot of these games and hop aboard the subscription train. I think it's a smart move on their part, and that's the winner of this press conference.
I agree. No, it is pretty impressive that all those games
are going to be. That's why it doesn't seem to matter.
Allegra, you wanted some surprises, some weird, whimsical, fun games on it. You know, Halo. I don't know if it's so. You had your bathroom break, but I don't know if you got to catch a little bit of it at the end there. But what was your overall impression of what they did? I think one thing that a lot of people online were saying, you know, they wanted to see the power of that next gen box. You know,
that's why they made it so you could play the game wherever. It doesn't matter what platform you play it on; you're still able to play it. That's what they did. That's what meant by the Game Pass thing.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did take my bathroom break during Halo. I feel like when I came back, it was still going. So I'm glad you guys got, you know, your infinite amounts of Halo. Haha. I thought there was actually a good mix of games that are both coming out soon, and then games obviously that are very much in the works. You know, we have no real idea.
How's it going?
So, you know, that game Grounded, I thought looked kind of cool, especially when it's coming out in the summer.
How's it going?
I was happy to see that Tell Me Why, the first chapter, would be coming out in August. I mean, it's always great that
what the heck?
You know, when an event has games that we can actually anticipate with a concrete end date. But I also was really impressed that there was a good focus on original games. I was really excited to see the As Dusk Falls trailer. I thought that looked really great, and Everwild.
The aftermath of Xbox.
That game is really beautiful. A lot of great games with wonderful art design. But yeah, I mean, I think in terms of showing off the new console, it seemed as though a lot of the games that we saw are compatible with the Xbox One as well, or we just saw, as you mentioned, CG teasers. But the Ori,
How you all doing? Thanks for following on Raid.
Series X looks amazing. Like, that looked fantastic. So that was a really cool little teaser for what to kind of expect from the new console, even if it's an existing game, just kind of redone for Series X.
So what letter grade would you give them here?
I don't believe in letter grades. I'm one of those unschooling people. So
It's like,
Yeah, we don't.
That's
we don't
funny.
do letter grades.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably give
Do you
it
thumbs
I'd
up or
probably-
down, or how do you like? To
No,
That's
I
good,
mean, I
dude.
would.
That's
If I'm
good.
going to adhere to the Jeff
See
Keighley
new
scale,
streaming,
I
so
would
share
say
some love
probably
for
B
you.
plus
Oh,
as
thanks.
well. I actually thought it was, there was a good breadth and
You
diversity
and A
being
plus.
shown. Game Pass was definitely the star of the show, as you guys mentioned, and I think it's cool that they're leaning into that
I
program.
wasn't thinking you couldn't really say what
All
I
right,
would give it.
JD, you
I don't
put
know
your
if these
Master
guys
Chief
are just
helmet
being too
aside. We got to see a lot of
generous or
Chief.
not.
I thought that
I gave it an A
opening
plus,
kind of
but
CG
sure.
lead-in
I don't know.
to
I'm
Halo
not
piece was
picky.
so
I didn't know
beautiful.
what I
I
would
mean,
give
it
it.
was epic. When you actually got to see the
Doesn't
game and the
matter to me
gameplay, that was a
either
real
way.
demo. I mean, they
I
said
think it
to
was
press
great.
here
Sure.
to play the
It
demo.
was nice.
What was your takes? Halo back?
I'm I love Halo, and I've beaten all
This
the
guy
previous
does.
games and all the side games minus the
I've
Halo
played
War
all the
series. I'm not a
series.
top-down guy, but
Yeah.
I'm one of those people who's watching it and I'm like, wait, I'm confused on the story. That's the one thing that's kind of throwing me right now. I mean, I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. But I like the gameplay. We have a grappling hook. I'm a fan. We're like Spider-Man now with a gun. So I'm
That's
excited
funny.
about that. And I'm also excited about the other games that we saw. State of Decay 3. I've never been more scared of deers. Bambi's not going to be the same anymore. Regardless of that, Fable at the end. I didn't think that was going to happen, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So they touched on
That's
that.
funny.
I think we got a lot of decent stuff.
Very good.
Letter grade wise, I would maybe. I give it a B. I give it a B plus A minus. It was one of them things where they're showing you what they're capable of.
That's
we're all
close to
aware
what
that
I
the
was
console's going to
gonna.
be very powerful.
That's
Everybody
not
wants to know
to
when
me.
it's coming out and when we can expect it and when we can put pre-orders in.
But
From what I saw, I enjoyed it. I think they came swinging.
What?
Yeah, no, and as everyone's mentioned,
first two
Game Pass
have
will
the
obviously allow you
right
to play across
idea of
multiple
what
devices as
sales are
well.
going
So
to
as
play.
you said, it's their
Okay.
philosophy is not all about getting you to upgrade to Series X, right? It's sort of like even you have a PC now or a phone or even a existing Xbox.
You don't
Looks
have
like
to go
everything
to
in
the
that showcase will
upgrade.
be on Game Pass and also be available potentially on the
You
device
can
you already
just play
have.
it
So it's
wherever
less of
you already
a
have.
story of get you to upgrade to the new machine. That
No,
said,
don't
Matt,
have
when you
to.
look at that, this fall you gotta buy one first or maybe buy both, but PlayStation
It's
or
up to you
Xbox,
whether you want to or not.
did it do enough to convince you like this should be in first position for you?
Honestly, that's the question that I was asking myself the entire time watching the conference, and I gotta say, Xbox sold me on the need for it being next gen more than PlayStation. And I feel bad saying that because I think last generation I skewed more into PS5 or PS4 territory.
Right.
But I really love the games that they showcased. I love the fact that they're really diving into the ID at Microsoft program and some of those indie ideas that are kind of you see surfacing and you're starting to see them kind of bubble up and get more of a spotlight. I love the emphasis that they have on that. And they do have a lot of big titles that are coming down the pipeline. And I know that you think we're joking, Jeff, about Balan Wonderworld, but I gotta say that I felt so emotional watching them talk about that game and seeing that style of gameplay in a way that I haven't felt about a lot of games in a long time. And like it seems so dumb, but I'm so excited off of just that short little bit that you played before the whole thing started. Like
That's funny.
It's a pre-show. Pre-show gets an A, as you said.
That's funny.
All right, I like it, Matt Pat Ballin. That's the no. I said I think there was a whimsy. It's just he said, and Yuji Naka coming back doing that. I think he said like I love that game where the world needs a little bit more of that, right? And a few less zombies and a few less guns and just kind of fun and musical and whatnot. I agree. Allegra, out of all the things that you saw, was there anything that you didn't see that you wanted to see? We got a little bit of a tease of Fable. I mean, not a lot of info, I think, in that. I'm sure fans can maybe pull apart some things, but it's sort of Playground's making a Fable, which we kind of already knew in some form. Was there anything that you were like disappointed that you didn't see?
I think I sort of mentioned before, I always love to see that really big wow surprise of, oh wow, we're getting Sony exclusive showing up on a Microsoft platform for the first time. I'm thinking about when they announced Final Fantasy 15 would be on the Xbox. So we didn't really get anything quite like that, where it's very, unpredictable or even shocking, which I really thrive on those moments. I think we all kind of do. So it didn't really have the big wow showstopper moment for me.
I would agree. No, I think that's the thing. As you said, there was kind of things we knew, and yes, there's a new Forza coming. I guess probably the biggest surprise might have been, Obsidian's Avowed, which is at least, reveal of a new game. But he said that's expected. They're a first-party studio. They make RPGs, so they're making another one. But you're right. Wasn't some, there were rumors before of like, oh, there's going to be a Ninja Gaiden, or there'll be other, other things. And even on the third-party side, one thing I think was notable is that every game in there was on Game Pass. So I think that meant a lot of games they might not be on Game Pass. So people were, wondering like, where was Cyberpunk? Where was Elden Ring? And, things like that. All these big expectations. But it was more focused on the first party sort of studios overall. I'm curious to get your take, like, in the environment we're in this year, out of all the games that were there and Game Pass, is that changing how you guys are going to play games or thinking about games? We're in this world where these live service games are out there. As you said, effectively with that, you're never going to have to pay $60 to play any of those games. Do you think, is that going to change how we play games moving forward? Because it is a bit of a difference in philosophy to sort of other platforms, and it's more Netflix-like, and that you're going to get to sample a bunch of games. Is Game Pass, is it changing how you guys are playing games now, or do you think it's going to change moving forward?
I mean, I definitely think it's a really smart initiative that Microsoft has, and that it owns. I mean, Sony has PS Now, but like, LOL, right? So, and Nintendo doesn't quite have anything like that other than NES and SNES Online. So Microsoft really owns the streaming, but for games side of the industry. And I think people are attracted to it, and the fact that it really is pushing it so hard. I think it's going to be something that might become industry standard that Sony and Nintendo will have to react to for the next generation, which is really interesting, I think. And encouraging people to sample a ton of games definitely is an appealing sort of pitch. And I know I froze there for a second, but I'm back.
Yeah, to me, that's okay. So pro-consumer, it gives the power back to the player, right? Where, for a long time, I mean, in the early days, old man Matt Pat here, you could rent games, right? And you could see, you could beat it in a period of days, or if it was a game that you wanted to kind of pursue. And there's been this kind of like nebulous area where you either have to kind of fully commit to the game or not. For a really long time, there hasn't been kind of a good solution since that era, really. And like, there's been ideas here and there, but what this does is it allows players to sample such a huge variety of different games, really find games that interest them, and also there's no risk and no cost to try things that you might not have played otherwise, right? And so, hey, you might have grown up as a first-person shooter guy, but wow, that indie game is just available right there. Let me check it out because I saw someone on YouTube play it, or my friends talked about it, or whatever. Suddenly you're drawn into a whole other world of gaming that, who knows, you might like and want to explore and find, your new favorite title in. And I think that is so exciting. I think it's so forward-facing. And like I said, I think it puts the hands, the power back in the hands of the player, as well as giving so many more studios a chance to have their work seen by more people, which I think is good all across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's just it. Look at some of those games in there. Tell Me Why or Psychonauts are games that people might not necessarily buy right out of the gate for $60, but now they're like, hey, I can experiment with it, I can play it, and you might get hooked and have more stuff to play. JD, are you finding, like, you talk about Halo, that's a game I'm sure you would pay $60 for, but hey, that's coming in Game Pass. So does that open you up to, do you think, playing more of these games than normal?
Yeah, definitely with Game Pass and just the option to stream games. I mean, I'm looking forward to what the future has when it comes to being able to do that, because like most people, I have Game Pass as well. So if it's just a simple download compared to maybe, I don't know, getting like the limited edition box set or a physical copy, I probably will do that because it'll probably be easier to hop online and play with friends. And I feel like just that whole concept of Game Pass being able to, stream games simultaneously maybe across different devices, and just having that type of freedom will make things easier for future gamers so that they can open up and just have fun with it. But I wanted to say to you and Matt, hey, going back to our deadlock debate, Matt, is hype killing video games? Remember that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know what he's talking about.
I remember that. That's right.
I know exactly what they're talking about.
There's a whole there's
I've seen that
this stuff where we saw a lot of, CG trailers for games that are probably years off and whatnot. And I think one thing a lot of people did say, I saw in the chat and online, and people were like, they want to see more gameplay, right? We got to see a Halo demo, but everything else was like a very tightly wound trailer. And I think we're in an age now, people just want to see Let's Play, just, see games. And you do wonder, like, that Fable teaser, like, you don't really learn much about the game at all, right? And it's sort of like it's a fancy logo sequence. And now it's like people are like, when do we wait to actually see the game? So did you guys say, it's a good question. Do you think they showed enough gameplay? Like, is it the style of the presentation? And, the event in May, I think people criticized them for saying it was gameplay and it wasn't. And, this felt like it was a more polished presentation overall and how they presented it. But it's a good question, even compared to the big E3 press conference that we always go to. They couldn't do that this year. Was this a good approximation? Like, what did you think of how they delivered the news? Matt, start with you.
At this point, for these big events and these big conferences, I'm so used to just seeing a bunch of CG that I'm willing to forgive it.
He's quieter than the other guys
nice
talking.
E3, right, is usually they show you the beautiful like front piece. Here's us with our pretty title card, and then you can roll onto the show floor and actually get some hands-on time with whatever pre-rendered demo or short little gameplay segment that you have, and you can actually get a feel for what the game is. I am missing that, and it is a shame that doesn't exist this year. That being said, I think at this point, it's one of those things that, like, I wish I could have seen more, since you're kind of missing that component of it, but we're all doing the best that we can considering the world circumstances. I'm honestly just impressed that both of these consoles are still able to come out this year, considering all the, the delivery pipeline, because every single piece is coming from a different part of the world, and, factories have been out of work for a long time. There's been a lot of changes to the system. So I'm just still excited that this is still a year where gaming is stepping forward and able to provide us entertainment, and that everything didn't have to get shifted to 2021. And so I'm more forgiving this year than I think I would be other years.
Yep. No, I think that's a good point. And even with the expectations for some of these announcements and press conferences, you said games are being built.
See, everyone else is loud, but hell.
The best anyone can do is be this year, just because of like the challenging circumstances we're in. But a lot of the fans think, hey, no, I want all my announcements. And as you said, it's been really hard to make games and make these trailers. Allegra, what about, we're all watching these from home. We're not at this big live event. How did it didn't have the surprise, as you said, that, the audible wow in the audience, right? And the energy of Keanu, showing up as a surprise last year and things like that.
Yeah, that was funny.
How did you think of how Xbox presented their story in this format this year?
I think they did a good job considering the circumstances. I'm a big Nintendo person, and so I'm pretty accustomed to the Nintendo Direct format at this point, where it is that sort of presentation. There's no interactive or live component, so it doesn't feel as odd to me to see something like this. But I did appreciate having developers and directors and producers show up to sort of break up the flow. It does feel different, though, to not have that actual
full advantage of everything that's laid out in front of me.
I think we all,
that's how I am.
We have all said, like, we do miss that. We do miss being able to really react all together live. So it's a little less fun to have to do that at home by yourself, but it's not completely, out of the realm of implausibility that we would have to stay at home and watch these. Like, Nintendo's been doing that for years now.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, different format, but as Matt said, I think it would be great to be able to go hands-on with some of this stuff, and that's one thing that we sort of miss now. Is like that Halo demo looks great. Like, let's jump in and play it, which I know JD would be there for, but hopefully, I mean, the thing is, it still says holiday 2020. Multiplayer, like holiday's coming soon, right? And I think that's what's interesting with a lot of these games. It's like, are they really going to make it? What are they going to look like? And it's, they're big games coming this holiday that we didn't see. I mean, Assassins we saw at the Ubisoft event. Cyberpunk, probably one of the biggest games the second half of the year. They're doing their own Night City Wires, so it's like we didn't see that, and that potentially could be one of the biggest games for Xbox. All right, well, thanks guys. Appreciate you dropping by. Seems like positive grades across the board. Yes, Matt?
Jeff, I wanted one last prediction for everyone here. This is the question that's still, I think, on everyone's mind. PlayStation or Xbox, who's going to break first? Oh, no. Who's going to break first? And can you hear me?
It's just Seth who's going to break first.
It goes to Matt Pat. The battery went out, I think.
Oh.
Who's going to break first and reveal the price?
Funny.
That's my question.
Okay, well, that's a good point. We'll let Matt recharge his battery, thanks to Allegra and JD. But yes, you're right. The price is definitely a big question mark around the different systems. There's obviously rumors that there could be a second kind of version of Xbox Series X, codenamed Lockhart, that there's been a lot of rumors about. PlayStation has already revealed it was moving an all-digital PS5 and the full system. But you're right, the date and also the price of these systems, when are we going to get to find out what they're going to cost, and what will be the differential there? Didn't hear anything about hardware today, which we weren't expecting to. Xbox kind of managed expectations that we weren't going to hear about hardware. It was going to be a game showcase, but that's probably one of the next phases. And the thing now this year, without the big E3 events, I think these companies are spreading their news out a little bit. And we've seen that with Summer Game Fest. I expect we're going to see more events from Xbox and PlayStation in the coming months to share additional news. So even Ubisoft did their Ubisoft Forward last week. They already said we're doing another one in September. So we're going to have kind of more frequent cadence, I think, of events throughout the summer. But this obviously was, I think, one of the bigger Xbox events with a lot of games and content across the board. So thanks again to Matt, Allegra, and JD for joining us. And now we've got some special guests to talk about all the content and answer your questions. And joining us right now, live from an undisclosed location, is Xbox's Aaron Greenberg to talk about all the news that Xbox shared inside of the press briefing today. Halo Infinite and a bunch of other titles. Aaron is heads up all the marketing for all the Xbox first-party games. So there were a lot of first-party games today, obviously with with Halo Infinite and the reveal of a new Fable as well coming from Playground Games. So there he is. It is Halo shirt. Aaron Greenberg, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to be with you, Jeff. I wish we were in LA at E3 and celebrating, like you guys were saying, letting people get hands-on, but it's just good to have the show done and everything worked, and it's nice to see fans and partners and everyone reacting pretty positively.
Yeah, no, this was a big moment. I know you and the team worked really hard to to get all the games ready for today under these insane conditions to develop these titles. But let's start off with the shirt that you're wearing and Halo Infinite. We got to see a beautiful kind of story piece and then a real demo of the gameplay of Halo Infinite, and definitely looks like the team is kind of going back to the roots of Halo, though adding some new things like the grappling hook. Tell us a bit about what did you guys want to communicate with this demo of Halo? We've obviously seen some trailers before. This was raw gameplay. What do you hope fans took away from this demo?
Yeah, I mean, I think for many people, whether you're new,
the motion tracker in there.
I think we all remember the Halo Combat Evolved.
There's webcams in the way
this is
of
a
it.
spiritual reboot of that. And so how do we kind of take the OG Halo and modernize it? And I think what you've seen is the benefit of things like the Slipstream engine, Halo's take on an open and expansive world, seeing additions with things like the grappling hook. And it's all Chief all the time, and I think that I think the team at 343 has done a great job creating the Halo game that I think the world needs right now, and more than anything. And so that's been the focus. We've been anxious to let people see Halo true gameplay, big campaign demo. That's what we opened the show with. And team's working hard, and we're excited to get this in the hands of fans this holiday.
Yeah. We obviously saw, Xbox Series X gameplay on that. One thing that, is unique this time is that this Halo game will, it will work on your current Xbox. It'll work on your PC. Can you maybe explain sort of like
you
what the team is able to do with Series X with that game? Will be sort of, take it to the next level beyond sort of
Regardless of where you play it.
and I'm sure it's a challenge to make it work across everything, but I know Phil Spencer said it's going to be more PC-like and that it will be optimized for, you know, higher powered machines. Tell us maybe a bit about like when you have those 12 teraflops, what the game is going to be able to do that will really show off Series X.
Yeah, I mean, what you're going to see from our first-party teams is that they're developing these games natively for Xbox Series X. So they're going to first focus on getting the most power, the most performance out of that. So this will take full advantage of all the benefits of Series X. You're right, the 12 teraflops, the instant gaming you get from the SSD, the instant switching. You can see the lighting, a lot of the benefits from the engine. So the more expansive worlds, you know, just tons and tons of benefits there. With that said, we want to create a game that Xbox One fans can also play, that PC gamers can also play. And I think as you've seen what Phil outlined in his Player First post recently is that we want our fans this holiday to be able to play Halo wherever they want to play it. And whenever they're ready to upgrade to next gen, we will give them the Xbox Series X upgrade of Halo Infinite at no additional cost. By the way, if you're a Game Pass member, you get the game at launch, but we're building this game so that if you get it in Game Pass, you can play it on Xbox One, on the PC, and on Series X, and you never get charged more than once for a game, whether you buy it or get it in the subscription.
One thing that's sort of a silly question.
Yeah, that's why it seems like at least an A something.
People love their like collector's editions and things like that.
Game Pass.
You know, Halo, the Master Chief helmets and whatnot. How are you guys approaching that stuff if all these things are in Game Pass? Will you still have collector's editions, or how will you handle that kind of stuff?
Plus or in line, which doesn't matter to me.
There'll be like special steel books and things like that for people that want that. We know there's a fan that wants to buy the game, have the physical.
I'm not picky. I'm not one to just go in with expectations. I just like to see whatever they got.
With pictures that they've literally from the original Halo. So we will make that available.
Not one
we
to
also
have
know for a
any
lot of fans, like,
or anything.
maybe they wouldn't buy Halo, but if it's included in their Game Pass
Because you'll just come
they'll
out.
try it. We think they're
You'll just come out disappointed if you have any expectations. You set yourself up for disappointment.
Have more people playing Halo. Building a bigger community is good, not just for our internal studios, but also for our third-party partners. So we're going to give people choice in how they play, and of course, we'll still support the physical editions as well.
Like that.
Awesome. And Chris, studio head, was in there talking about, or head of the game talking about single player and multiplayer is obviously going to be a big part of the experience as well. Probably not a ton to share today about that, but the team is obviously kind of focused on both modes in a big way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we really, like you've seen with any big AAA game, if you looked at how we unveiled Gears, you know, last year, like we didn't do it all at once. We're really thoughtful about the right beats. I'd also say this entire show from beginning to end, every person working on the show, every development team on every demo, every asset is all doing this from home. So that's not easy for game development. So I'm just incredibly proud. The team at 343 has done heroics. They're making great progress on the game. What you saw was obviously full playable gameplay of the campaign. We know that's what people want to see first and foremost for Halo, but I've been hands-on with the multiplayer. I've played it along with Phil and other folks. They've got a lot of exciting innovation happening there, and we'll unveil that when the time's right. Today was about campaign, first look at that open, expansive world, some of the new things like the grappling
I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
And
what was that? Just
all the time.
came over my screen. It was like, what the freak?
I don't know. Just confirmation of. And I saw Holiday 2020. So the plan is still that this will launch kind of day with Series X.
I can't believe that came up on my screen. God dang it.
We're planning to launch this with
Xbox
Series X. For folks that don't
Stupid
know,
pop-ups.
the last time Halo launched with an Xbox was with the original Xbox back in 2001. So, for us, like, we've been very thoughtful about planning the launch of this generation and every approach, every detail, from all the player-first initiatives to having Halo ready to building the world's most powerful console ever made. And so we're feeling really proud about that, and we think we're well positioned for a great holiday for our fans and for our partners.
You talked about world's most powerful console. You have a lot of other games. The studios group showcases, Matt Booty said, lots of world premieres and announcements. One that we should talk about at the end there was a nice moment, was a brand new Fable from Playground Games. We didn't get a ton of information out of that teaser about it. But what can you tell us? I mean, Fable is back. We can obviously expect a RPG. It looks like that's more of a sort of a CG piece versus showing the gameplay. But what can you tell us about the new Fable?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we know this is probably at the very top of the list of things we hear from fans. I've heard from fans more than anything is we want Fable. Please make another Fable. And to put the Fable franchise and give it a completely fresh start in the hands of one of the greatest game developers in the world, and also right there in England with Playground Games. It's sort of a dream come true. So we're letting them, get a fresh start with the franchise, and really, you can see it's still got the classic, British humor that's really true to the franchise. It's obviously going to be a role-playing game. We've got the best folks in the industry working on it, and today was just the reveal of the game, and we're excited to officially say Fable's coming, and we'll share more when we're ready. But this is the start of that journey.
Yeah, and that wasn't the only RPG that you guys announced. Obsidian also announced Avowed, which is something people are really excited about, a full next-gen RPG from the Obsidian team. Again, a similar kind of teaser, really just announcing the concept of it. Maybe could you talk a bit about between those two? I mean, what makes them, obviously thematically they're different, but are they both kind of similar RPGs, or how are you approaching them in terms of differentiating like the style of RPG that they are?
Yeah, I mean, I think for Obsidian, what you're really seeing is just traveling through the sky. Benefits of adding them to the Xbox.
That's a single arrow by itself.
I mean, I'm really proud of what they do with the Outer Worlds. That got nominated even for Game of the Year from the Game Awards. It was great to be able to show new DLC for that. There's a small team of Obsidian that's created this product called Grounded, survival, open world survival game that fans are kind of loving. But we know, and we've just been quietly smiling and listening to everyone's like, please, I love Pillars. I love Obsidian. They're big AAA RPGs. Like, what are they doing next?
Looks like Elder Scrolls.
That's what today was about, to show, like, it's a true Obsidian RPG. They've got a lot of people working on this. This is going to be a massive AAA game. And at this point, it's about the reveal. We wanted to, less is more, we think, but you can kind of get a sense of the first person view. You get a sense of kind of where they're taking this. But this is a big bet for Obsidian. And it's great that we're being able to give them all the resources to go realize their creative vision with this game. And Obsidian always delivers. And fans that are looking for the next big RPG from Obsidian should be excited about it.
One game that you did show some in-engine footage on was the next Forza, I guess, from Turn 10. Or could you explain what we saw? Because there was obviously beautiful real-time footage. And is that sort of the Forza 8 or where is it next Forza? Or can you explain kind of what we saw there?
Yeah, I mean, the Turn 10 team has 15 years of experience in the motorsport space. I mean, obviously, they have the highest rated, best-selling racing franchise in gaming. And what they're really doing with Forza Motorsport is just completely reimagining what that can be. They want to modernize it. You can see they're bringing things like ray tracing to the Forza Tech engine. They always push the limits of realism and fidelity. And for them to be, they were actually very actively involved in the design of the Xbox Series X. And you can already see an early look at how they're taking full advantage of that. That was an engine. And so we're announcing Forza Motorsport. There is no number on the end. That is intentional because this is a reimagination of what the next generation of Forza Motorsport would look like, that's built from the ground up for the future, from Turn 10, a studio that has 15 years of experience in the motorsport space. And it's a good start, but we'll be definitely showing more in the future, but hopefully fans liked what they saw today.
So that's not a this year game. It's kind of a further out type of thing, but it's new Forza.
Correct. Not this year, but we wanted to unveil it. We want to let people know it's in development and show you it running, show you it with ray tracing, show you kind of the power of Xbox Series X and engine, and then share more when we're ready.
All right. Well, as you said, you definitely unveiled a slate of a lot of first-party titles coming moving forward. And again, as we saw in the briefing, everything coming to Game Pass moving forward, and that'll be kind of the way it's done moving forward, right, Aaron? Everything will be in Game Pass from your group, first party.
Yeah, I mean, this was, to be honest, this is the first time we've ever been able to do a show where we've reached a point with Game Pass where we can say from beginning to end, every game you saw is included. If you're a Game Pass subscriber, every game you saw is included in your subscription. And that's pretty powerful, and you don't have to look and see, oh, is this one Game Pass, is this one not? Just sit back and enjoy from, Halo to Destiny to Beyond Light to Fable to everything in between. If you're a Game Pass member, you're going to get all these titles when they launch. And so that was pretty exciting. It's great to see people kind of say they thought Game Pass was the hero of the show. And that also gave every game like a sense of purpose. So there was a lot of exclusives from our first party teams. Everything past the Bungie title were all console launch exclusives from our third-party partners. So you saw a real focus on exclusive games and a focus on Game Pass as something that we know fans that are invested in the Xbox ecosystem is sort of like, this is our gift to you and all the things that you get as an Xbox fan or a Game Pass member.
A lot of people have also been wondering about Xbox Live and how that's going to relate to Game Pass. There was something online, I think, where it's like the 12-month Xbox Live might not be available or something. Can you explain to people how is that going to work moving forward? Are you phasing out Xbox Live and it'll all become Game Pass, or how will that work for consumers?
I am the games guy, so I manage our first party and third party game stuff. I'm not sure. I'm not actually up to speed on the Xbox.
Okay. Yeah, I just like I said, people are like excited about the Game Pass and they have their Xbox Live, and I think what everyone's saying is they love this one-stop solution, right? It's like, here's what I'm paying, and I'm going to get all these great games and this great experience. So as you said, I'm sure over time it will all solve itself out. But yeah, the fact that there's so many great games in Game Pass, it's really such an amazing value. And speaking of Game Pass, one game that was announced today for Game Pass is from a good friend of both you and I, Bungie and Destiny, and joining us now from the Bungie team, deep in his development bunker at home, is Luke Smith. Luke,
hello.
What's happening?
Good morning.
Good morning. How we doing?
I'm doing okay. It's a little woolly over here, as you can see. It's very it's a very quarantine situation here, and
Well, you have a way better quarantine look than I do. You've got the dev quarantine been hard at work for months look, Luke. That's very impressive.
That's funny.
That if I could just summon the entire Bungie team here, like everyone has probably a similar haggard, all hands on deck. It's the way I've described it is, the quarantine has really changed the way we develop games, and it's like we're all in the rowboats, just grabbing the oars and trying to like get it going in the same direction. We've never made a game this way before. So
no, and I have to say, all these teams, what they've been able to accomplish with development, and you think of voiceover and motion capture and music recording and everything. I mean, it's just really challenging for studios to do this stuff. So yeah, Aaron, hats off to you and the whole Xbox,
no one's there right next to you.
You guys were able to pull together for this showcase. I mean, in an amazing number of games, a lot of diversity, as you guys have been saying, both in sort of genre and style and tone across the whole thing, and even the pre-show. I mean, a lot of people were very excited about Balan and some of the other games that you guys have, and you look at sort of those 2 hours of games, a lot of content and value coming to gamers. So Aaron Greenberg, thanks for joining us. Great to have you with us, and congratulations on a great show. Now Luke's going to give us some Destiny dirt, right?
Oh yeah, let's go through everything.
Oh
talk
my
about where
gosh.
it's gonna end, whatever. Let's do it.
Hey, well, you guys showing gameplay. We're excited about Beyond Light, and obviously coming to Game Pass. But I think everyone wants to know more about the game. You talked a bit about development. Look, everyone knows you pushed back the date a little bit to November on it, which I think is understandable given circumstances. But you guys at your event last month, I mean, kind of outlined here's the next 3, right? I mean, you're sort of being very clear with people about the roadmap and the plan. This one, maybe we could talk a bit about Stasis, I guess. I mean, what do you want to share? Because I think everyone knows about it and you've talked about it, but you're keeping it kind of a mysterious in terms of how Power Set's going to work and whatnot. Is that deliberate, or because you guys are still experimenting? Or
No, so it's a couple of things. There's a deliberate approach that we're taking with how we're thinking about marketing and talking about the game this year. We're keeping the the cards a little closer to our vest. In part because it's like the fun of playing video games, the fun of entertainment is some of that, being surprised. We do have a bunch of changes that we're making to the way that players are going to interact with wielding the darkness, and we'll probably get into that a little bit before launch. Like we always want to get feedback on that. But you talked about that event from whatever 4 or 6 weeks ago. I time kind of flies here in the quarantine bubble. It's hard to keep track of anything. And what we're trying to do with Destiny is really let everyone out there know, like, this is, Destiny 2 is an awesome game that we are completely committed to. Like, you can see,
I've yet to play it, to be honest.
How Game Pass fits.
Yeah, I still want to play it, but I haven't gotten around to it. Destiny 2.
We want to be everywhere.
So busy with my niche, I can't get around to it.
We have this
I turned it up so I could.
Community, and we want to keep growing it. And to close on the thing you pointed out at the top, Jeff, it's the, we wanted to lay out that Beyond Light is the beginning of this new era, and it's going to continue next year with the Witch Queen and arc that we've been building toward for some time. And of course, we're heading toward, a moment that, we're excited about with Lightfall at the end of this, like, kind of, 3 expansions.
Yeah, that's, a lot of your life to devote to sort of planning out, what you're going to do over the next couple of years. So how you think of it obviously from a content perspective and a story, lore, narrative perspective, but I assume also from a gameplay perspective. So something like, Stasis, tell us a bit about that. Is that something that obviously impacts the next 3 in a way, but are you thinking that far ahead of like how the gameplay is going to change each year, or how do you map it out?
Yeah, so even with something like Stasis, like we're going to launch kind of a bunch of the player side of the abilities for Stasis this fall, like the encase, freeze, shatter, like that's going to enter Destiny, and then over the course of the rest of the year, we're going to continue to add more. Like the creatures are going to gain access to it in a way that they won't have it at the start. Like you're going to fight creatures, obviously wielding it in the beginning, but it's not going to be, it's going to proliferate throughout the game, this ability to freeze, be frozen, etc. And then we look at our overall plan and we think about, right now we're obviously, ideating, early thoughts on what players are going to get to do next. That's a place where for us, we like to start thinking about it because we're trying to make awesome, fun toys for people who've been building their Guardians for, maybe 1 year, maybe 3 years, or maybe they've been with us the whole time, and it's been since 2014. So we usually start from a place of what's awesome that we can give the player.
Tell us a bit about events and in-game events. You guys experimented with doing something pretty grand. I don't know, it's probably 2 months ago or whenever it was. Are we going to see more live events in-game? I assume that's on the roadmap, and those are really hard to do, and it was awesome that you guys were able to accomplish that. How does that factor into kind of your roadmap for from a content perspective?
That's what I check out in games.
I think live events like
in-game events, like season events.
That's for us. Like what we want to do is when we're going to load up and point the guns like that at a target, we want it to be when it can be maximally impactful. Like I don't think that's the type of thing we would do every season. Like we certainly aren't a game like Fortnite. We're not gonna have Travis Scott show up in the game. Like it's just we're different. What we've been talking about doing is how can we make events that bring players together that are uniquely Destiny, and what are those things? And so I think over the coming years we're going to keep evolving that as we go. Like the tech stack's awesome. Like it is, it's a miracle. The tech stack's a miracle, and that we were able to pull it off with everyone kind of working from home. It's just an incredible testament to the team. It was awesome hearing Greenberg mention that, and you mentioned that too. Like it is no one wants to hear from anyone who makes entertainment that it's hard, but everyone who's making entertainment, it's fundamentally challenging in some way that like you never talked about. And then doing it in a completely new context, it's even harder. Like the thing you're doing right now is fucking harder in ways that it's just our teams and like doing this all from home, and we're all making it work, but I think you're right, the audience at home sometimes, even with all these press events, has this expectation of like Allegra said, like where was the wow surprise, and it's like sometimes those things were planned and then that team couldn't get it done, and they're in another part of the world. And like there's so many games even I know about that were going to be announced this summer that just like are not ready for whatever reason. And it's like you can't blame people because they couldn't get the orchestra together to record that rousing score for the trailer or something like that. So there are a lot of things that I think people have to think about. But
I wanted to ask you this before we go. Like development, you guys had to push back a couple months. Like, do you feel confident now that like you're able to figure it out? It's just taking a little bit longer. Is that right?
Yeah. The extra time is awesome for us and the team, and you know we are. I think we're gonna use it to the fullest degree that we can, and it's given us time to work a little.
I was probably hearing that noise in the background.
Experience of playing Beyond Light campaign.
On the microphone is picking that up,
and also do all of it while checking in remotely from VPNs.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty fascinating what you guys have been able to do. Well, we look forward to seeing more as you develop from home there. I'm sure probably have the game right up next to you. To figure it out. But yeah, I love that you guys have outlined the roadmap. We're excited to learn more about Beyond Light and of course the roadmap for Destiny, and love that you guys are showing gameplay, getting people excited, and we know you're going to have an amazing story. We saw Lance Reddick recording in his closet or whatever it was, I think, on Twitter.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? Like we shipped a bunch of voice actors gear and stuff so they can do it, and they're just able to jump in and do awesome stuff for us. It's tremendous.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Luke from Bungie. Great to have you with us. We have some more coming up for you. Tim Schafer will be joining us and other things. We're going to be right back after this. We just got to make a quick little technical switch, and we'll see you guys on the other side with a little bit more of our post show.
All right. Technical back. So, well, that was something. Yeah, no. Hard enough to say anything about what I was listening to. Reacting to sometimes. Yeah. So they'll just do it back. That was the preview show. And then there's the post show after the digital event itself. Xbox Games Showcase as a digital event that happened in between all that. Yep. They're having technical difficulties and so they said they'll be right back. Like, I guess I was planning to see the rest of this. Kind of feel like I didn't have as much sleep from last night after what was going on with Mixer. Like, I'm actually not streaming on Mixer. I'm just streaming on Twitch today. Like, I usually stream using Restream, but like, I'm not sure how the quality of the stream looks. Is the stream okay? Like, you haven't noticed anything wrong with the stream as I was streaming? Everything looked okay on your end, guys? Does everything look okay? Like, as you're watching me do this, did everything look okay?
All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Lots going on here. As Luke was saying, sometimes doing these things.
Yeah, everything looked okay, alright.
Around the country trying to pull this together, and I want to thank everyone.
I haven't streamed on a single platform before.
To make this happen.
I've always restreamed. This is like first time restreaming on a single platform.
People together live, watch a press conference. So we're back, and we've got some more coming up for you. But right now, we've got an extended look at one of the games from the press conference.
I did a few test
streams. In the opening that the medium was something she was really excited about, and the team has been working really hard on that game. And now we have an extended look, an exclusive extended look at some brand new gameplay of the medium. Check it out. Enjoy.
Oh, world premiere. This is again. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of tired from last night's Mixer. Last stream on Mixer.
It's a next-gen psychological horror game that plays out across two realities.
Oh, yeah, this.
And the spirit world.
The other world and the spirit world. I see, I get it now.
Let's see how it works in action.
Alright, that's good. Yeah, because this morning I was doing a bunch of test streams. I was trying to see if I could get everything set up on Twitch.
So you can explore the physical and the spirit version of the room at the same time.
So I'm literally just streaming only on Twitch right now. Yeah, that's what I was doing this morning. Not like all morning, but early this morning, like around 6 or 7. So I to get prepared and ready for this, basically. Like, I could have kept using Restream and just only streamed on Twitch only. Well, yeah.
Let's see how we can use the interactions between the realities to open the entrance.
Oh.
As I moved the clock hand, I realized it was a junction between realities.
Oh.
Is that Thomas?
What?
There.
This is an interesting
Looks like
game.
a passage.
Oh.
A spirit well. I could absorb some of that energy.
Energy spots like this one let you
Interesting.
recharge Marianne's psychic abilities.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, let's rewind to the opening.
What?
The
Ah.
entrance has opened in the spirit world, but the real world Marianne
Oh, snap.
still can get in. Marianne's unique psychic ability, the out of body, lets her leave her physical self to explore the spirit world more freely.
It's like different planes of existence, the real world and then the spirit world,
Another of
while
her
you're
powers
still
is the
in
spirit blast.
both worlds at the same time. No.
You can use this energy against hostile spirits,
Jeez, man.
but also to charge up real-world electrical objects.
Because the desk is not in the spirit world, it's in the real world. The desk. No.
Marianne cannot fully control her gift to live in two worlds simultaneously.
What?
Ah.
What the fuck is this?
Throughout the game, you will get to experience the worlds in various combinations. And you will never know which word will draw you in next.
Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's creepy. Honestly, it reminds me of Silent Hill in some way. I don't know why, it just kind of reminds me of Silent Hill a little bit.
There's a new look
Only
at
it's
the medium,
not silent.
which is great. We're excited to learn more
Probably
about that
because of the
title.
protagonist,
Joining me right
I guess.
now is a guy you saw in
In
the
some way.
Xbox briefing along with Jack Black. He is working
Oh,
at
tough.
Double Fine on Psychonauts 2, now part of the
Psychonauts.
Xbox Game
Ooh.
Studios family. Give it up for a true legend in the video game business, Tim of Legend, Tim Schafer. How we
Hello.
doing, Tim?
How's it going?
Hello.
This
My head's bigger
guy.
than yours. I don't want my head to be bigger than yours. There we go.
Oh yeah, we can.
No,
Oh.
make it bigger. How's it going? What do you think of
Microphone.
the trailer? Give me your honest opinion. No one's
Everyone's just gotta do what they gotta do, what
Nobody's
they
listening. I thought it
can.
looked great. Well, it's fun because that song I think last year when there was
Oh,
E3,
man.
we I think teased a little bit of that with Jack Black that we knew he was doing. Obviously he's a
Yeah.
huge fan of your work, and you guys have collaborated before, certainly with
Huh.
Brutal Legend and Broken Age. But
Yeah.
we knew he was in Psychonauts, and now we got a better look at what he's doing. So yeah, I think this game looks so fun. I remember when we announced this. It was at Game Awards. What was it, 2016? Or I don't even know what year did we
don't need
announce
to
it?
talk about how long it's been. It's been just a minute ago. It's
Huh.
there is no time scale.
The backers are waiting.
Uh-huh.
But seriously, it sounds
Funny.
like you guys are, now you're part of the Xbox family. You're working
Yeah, I don't know
hard
what it's
on
doing right now.
Psychonauts.
That's weird.
Where are you at in terms of
It's
developing
YouTube.
the game right now?
It's not me.
Well, we have a lot of stuff done, but a few things left to go, and game looks great. It doesn't, just to be clear, it's not all as psychedelic as that trailer you saw. There's a lot of crazy yellow submarine visuals going on, but that's just one level that's really themed around synesthesia and the overwhelmed senses. So the rest of the game looks a little bit more like it does when Raz is standing there with that brain in a jar. And so that level is looking pretty good, and we just really want to make sure, now that we have the resources with our new partners at Xbox, we want to make sure the game is as good as people are expecting it to be, because I think their memories of the old game, plus the new things that are capable of technology, mean that we have to really rise to the challenge of making the game amazing.
No, and again, it's as your mind works, it's so vibrant and unexpected in terms of where things go, and that means a lot of art, and a lot of a lot of content. And you said, I love that you're at a point now where nothing has to be compromised. You can really take the time you need to make the game you want. I want to ask about this event was a game showcase, but obviously there's a new console coming out this year. For your team, how are you taking advantage of Series X? Like, what Psychonauts will obviously work on your current system and PC, but if people do have an Xbox Series X when they play it, are you're going to be able to kind of make it that much more sparkly?
More sparkly, yes. It's going to be much more sparkly. No, I mean, obviously capabilities of as far as the speed and the quality of the presentation. I don't know if I can, what I can announce and not announce. Well, let's say it's going to be taking full advantage of what we can do with it.
It's going to be in 14K, right?
It's actually going to broadcast itself into your mind. That's
like something like
shot right into your brain.
Frames per second. It's like, oh
yeah. And you're going to play it in your dreams. You're going to be asleep when you play it and dream the whole game.
We're ready for it. But I think that's the thing, is that your games have always, had incredible stories and incredible worlds. But people, I think the thing with this game that everyone's excited about is that the gameplay looks so varied and so fun. How has it evolved over the past few years? Like, I'm curious. I assume you're somewhat content complete now in terms of at least the story. Like, are you still adding levels? Are you still writing stuff? Or you're done with that? I'm curious, like, where you're at creatively on it.
Writing wise, I'm playing through the game and seeing where there needs to be a little more writing, because like the story all makes sense in my head, but I often tell it out of order and tell it bits here and bits there, and then every once in a while I'll be like, oh, that's right, we never told the player this, and so I'm trying to catch all those last details, and it's really fun because you can see it's an easier point when you're looking at the distance to the end, and you can see how much more you have to go from like a good game to a great game. It's a lot more fun to just get those last things in.
I'm sure there's always last minute jokes. Although in this environment, like, are you able to do voiceover recording with people? Like, what's it been like to make this game from home?
Yeah, well, a lot of our actors have in-home studios, and we recorded with Jack from his house. He did the last bit of dialogue, the dialogue that you'll hear in that level, he did from his home studio. So, I mean, we're really lucky to work in games where we can do a lot of our work from home, and a lot of voice actors can do the same. It's easier to do that than go shoot a movie.
Yeah, no, I said that's why there are lots of games coming out this year still, and it's an awesome opportunity for our industry, I think, to be able to continue entertaining people with great content, and especially now with Game Pass and Psychonauts. I imagine this will be one of the most played Tim Schafer games of all time, just because more people are going to have access to it through Game Pass. So is that exciting for you and the team that it's going to open it up to a whole new audience?
Oh my God, that's really, I never thought about it that way, Jeff. I'm really stressed now. The people who need their games, we have to provide their home. They're bored, Jeff.
Oh,
hey, it's high pressure but high opportunity, and really a ton of fun. Tell us a bit about. You said the level we saw was obviously kind of psychedelic, but talk to us about some of the psychic powers and people may be familiar with some of Raz's powers in previous games. How are you kind of taking those to the next level? And as everyone remembers from the previous games, every level sort of is customized in a way for sort of a certain ability or power. So give us a little preview of what are some of the things he's going to be able to do with his mind.
Every Psychonauts level it's visually different. It's like this one-off in some ways, art direction and whole different style, and the gameplay has a lot to do with the powers that are new in that level. And so we're bringing back a lot of the old powers that people know from the first game, like Psy Blast.
That's a lawnmower in the background outside. You guys are here.
He can
microphone
kind of a psychic karate chop, and he can
really
also
loud.
levitate, and he can use telekinesis like he could in the first game. But you can see in this demo we're showing him one of the new powers, which is the ability to create a time bubble and slow things down in a very localized area, because the character that Jack plays has lost all perception of time, and so he can kind of form the sense of time with his own mind because he's been alone in a jar for so long. And Raz used that power to slow down enemies so he can fight them easier, slow down platforms so he can jump on them, and slow moving objects down to reveal secrets. And that's just one of the new powers too.
I was going to say, there's so much to this game. We can't wait to see more of it. And I guess we'll just stay tuned for more details on all things Psychonauts. But looks like a ton of fun in Game Pass, and any year that we get a new Tim Schafer game is very exciting.
Weird
It feels
how
like this
they're
is
finally doing a
must be kind
sequel.
of. Do you feel like this is your most ambitious
When
game so far in terms of the
we've
scale and
had the
scope of it?
first one since
I mean, it's the
PS2.
biggest game we've made in a while.
Yeah.
You know, after
That's
Broken Age, I
what's so
really
odd
want to make
about
a
it.
big world again, and we
I
definitely
say
have
I
a big.
think back to Brutal Legend, that was pretty big, but it feels like this is approaching like that kind of scale.
It's pretty big. It's got Jack Black in it. It's got. It's very ambitious, but
Yeah.
there's no RTS elements yet.
Say there's still a few months left in development. There's DLC or something, but yeah, it looks so fun, and I'm excited to see games like that. You know, Xbox keeps touting how diverse their lineup is, and I love that. You know, you're now making this game. There's Halo. There's so much else out there, and it's going to be, as I said, I think your most played game and one of your most ambitious. So, Tim Schafer, I'm sure most of you are familiar with his work, but Psychonauts 2 is going to be quite the experience, and we can't wait to see more of it. So thanks for joining us virtually, Tim, and thanks for all your Day of the Dev stuff this year too. You've been super busy. Really excited.
The Day of the Death stuff.
I was gonna say no.
I didn't do reaction last week.
I've got a little beaker on the shelf back there.
Yeah,
I watched them, but I didn't do a lot of reaction to them.
Thanks, Tim. Double Fines, Tim Schafer working on Psychonauts 2, part of the Xbox family now. And that is going to do it for our post show. Lots of great stuff across the morning here. When we look at the pre-show and the main show, a lot of announcements from the Xbox studios. As you can see here, that amazing Halo piece that I thought was such a beautiful way to kick off the briefing, and much more coming from Xbox. Everwild, we saw. You think of across the portfolio, Xbox has a lot of first-party studios.
Those are a lot of good games they have there.
Is how are these games going to play on the new system? And I think sometimes people fixate on the power and whatnot of these boxes, but at the end of the day, it really is about the experiences. And Xbox certainly showed people a lot of experiences, a lot of different genres that are going to be part of the Xbox plan. So that was their first party game showcase. As Matt, Pat, and others mentioned, there's still lots to share about Xbox Series X in terms of the hardware and the price points.
Is that an expansion?
I'm sure we'll hear more about that in the coming months as we lead up to holiday 2020.
That's what got to me.
Part of what's happening here with Summer Game Fest is that we've got a lot more to go in July and August. So there'll be many more streams and many more events. And you can sign up at summergamefest.com for notifications, or follow this channel or follow us on Twitter, and we'll update you as there are more updates on games. We'll be back with our big Gamescom opening night live show on August 27th, which is going to be pretty spectacular with a lot of big games and exciting content on games. So we're working very hard on that, and we look forward to bringing that to you guys. And of course, at the end of the year, the Game Awards. We're so excited about that show, and we're working very hard on a plan to make sure we bring that to you in a big way at the end of the year to cap off what has been a strange but also I think important year for games to show how they can bring us all together. So on behalf of everyone that put this show together today, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank Xbox for the great partnership around this show, an awesome pre-show, and an awesome game showcase right here exclusively on YouTube. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm Jeff Keighley. We'll see you for the next Summer Game Fest stream. Have a good day.
All right. Well, I'm Jeff Keighley. All right, there you have it. It's like, thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. That's fucking so good. Yeah, I don't know if I didn't want to really do a reaction video. Like try and live stream or live reaction on YouTube. Because I don't know, with the whole content ID thing and everything. Yeah, that's it. That was the Xbox Game Showcase. And watch the free games show and the post game show with the Xbox Game Showcase in between. Yeah, alright. That was it. Yeah, what's up? Why do I keep doing that? Alright. Yep, that's it for that. Huh. I gotta just do the, yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, thanks for sharing the then showing. No, guess that's my live reaction to it. Sometimes it's hard to say anything when they're just mostly talking, and I guess I'm kind of just watching what they're saying. But, yeah. I usually don't like to just sit here and silent throughout the whole stream of what's going on, but yeah, kind of want to say what's on my mind about what's going on. seems hard to do that when they're just mostly talking. You know what I mean? And kind of just listen to what they're talking about. Yeah, it's a lot of games coming out. How about that? Yes, Microsoft did another great digital briefing event there. Hard to say whether that was better than last year or not, but depends on how you want to look at it when you go about saying that. But sure. Yeah. Sucks Nintendo couldn't really have theirs this year. Yeah. They had a little something on the 20th, but that wasn't much. So, alright. Yep, that was new live streaming. Yeah, it was just live streaming only on Twitch today. And they still live stream on Restream through Twitch and YouTube. Just easier to get the VOD uploaded. I swear that freaking... God, I hate that. Jeez. I don't know why that microphone picks that up. I've been trying to adjust it. Nintendo should work more on your... what? On VR2. Yeah, I have a competition. Oh. Huh. Yeah, I know. They kind of did have like VR or something. Little attachment to the whole... Forgot what it's called though. Like they do have some kind of form of VR. Some form of VR. So, yeah. Well, I have Xbox Game Pass. Of course, I have Game Pass for PC and Xbox. It's like the cross-platform thing. It's like, yeah, you don't have to worry about what platform you're playing on. You can just play all those games when they come out. They give you the option to either choose to buy the Xbox One, Xbox Series X, or just play the game with whatever you got. It's up to you. Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's nice. Like how they did that. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I kind of wanted to say a little bit of what we saw there. Such. I'm gonna try and... I'm gonna have to try and figure out how I can trim and edit this when I get it uploaded on the YouTube. I'm gonna try and go do that. I'm gonna get a little rest. A little more rest from... Since I felt like I didn't have much rest from last night, from what was going on last night, such, if you remember. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, I'll win this like I always do. You have a great day too, dude. So, in this like I always do on every live stream I do. Yeah, every live stream I do, I always kind of end it like this. Yeah. Yeah, I was just throw that in there for anyone who hasn't done that yet or is interested. Yeah, right. Yeah, I want to keep up with the date of what I may do next and such, or when I go live again, or wherever I'm at. Because like today, you know, you don't know where I may be streaming. And I might be streaming on just YouTube or Twitch only or something. You can follow me on my social media, right? So just keep up with where I'm at or what I'm up to or what I'm doing next. So it's all up to you guys if you want to do that. Yeah. So, alright. Yeah, because I don't know, something like in the future, if something like me getting affiliated happens, and I won't be able to continue restreaming. I just for today, I kind of tried to like stream only on Twitch. Like I wasn't restreaming at all. I was just literally on Twitch. That's why I was asking if the quality of the stream was okay. And I was trying to do a few test streams while I wasn't streaming it earlier this morning. Trying to set it all up, so all good. So, yep. Well, yeah. Like I said, if you want to keep up what I'm doing next and everything, follow me on my social media. So, all up to you. Like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that. So, alright. Yeah. And with that said, thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. Bye. Oh yeah, it's like, see ya, goodbye. Yeah, see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching. One of my live reaction streams over Xbox Games Showcase, our Summer Games Fest. Yeah, see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hopefully I said that clear. Did I? Yeah. You could understand me through that, right? I felt like I wasn't enunciating. I seem to it sometimes. But yeah. That was it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah. That was it. On my reaction over the Xbox Games Showcase. Our Summer Games Fest. That's what I said, right? Goodbye, everybody. See you later.